Hello everyone, and welcome to Helpful Goat Presents Dead Channel Condemned. I'm Galway Trainer, the unbenevolent dictator of Helpful Goat Gaming, and I'll be your MC for tonight's festivities. I'm pleased to welcome you to another evening of spooky role-playing fun as Helpful Goat builds and explores a world together. Before we conduct introductions and get started with the story, a few announcements. First, we are, as I mentioned, Helpful Goat Gaming, an independent game design and gameplay firm. We are affiliate here on Twitch, so you can follow, cheer, and subscribe to us, all of which would be immensely appreciated. We love doing this and would love to be able to do more of it, and your support goes a long way towards making that possible. Besides here on Twitch, you can find our archive on YouTube, where we're Helpful Goat Gaming. You can follow us on our social medias, at Helpful Goat on Twitter, Helpful Goat Gaming on Facebook. And finally, you can listen to our episodes in beautifully polished podcast form, thank you, Adam, by looking for Goats and Dragons or Helpful Goat Presents wherever you get your podcast. We are in the third week of our Spooktober series. Tonight we are playing Dead Channel Condemned, one-page RPG designed by Grant Howitt. We previously played another of his one-shots, Big Gay Orcs, and loved it so much, we're back for more. If you enjoy this content and would like to see more of it for yourselves, you can follow him on Twitter at GSHowitt and check out his Patreon at patreon.com/GSHowitt. Next week, Thursday the 24th, Adam returns and is bringing the Burbs with him. Oh, one-shot RPG based on the movie The Burbs, not Burbage Camp, lovable halfling rogue. You need to wait another week for that return. And now, as I mentioned, I am merely your master of ceremonies for tonight. As such, my most enjoyable and most vital job is upon us, introducing the amazing people that you will be listening to tonight. First, ever present, ever lurking, Andy, the benevolent dictator of Helpful Goat Gaming, playing Job.
Yo, 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 dab. Ooh.
I look forward to your...
I'm out.
Okay, then. Moving right along. She does not understand how to turn it to 11 because that's where her dial starts. Darcy playing Clarissa Slutworth of the Indiana Slutworths.
Yes, this is Clarissa Slutworth, that biggest bitch of a cheerleader that you always wanted to hate fuck.
I never
Did she
really
just edit herself.
I never really thought I'd be saying the sentence that had gone into that introduction or hearing the sentence that followed it. His high school yearbook voted him most likely to be a non-Newtonian fluid, and he may be a new form of matter. TJ, playing Biff.
He'll meat stick it to ya.
So, no ventriloquist dolls this time, right, buddy?
Not unless things go really haywire.
Neat.
Or really right.
And honestly, writing this intro was really hard because her last character for us was Crotch the Sticky, and anything I could riff on with that feels profoundly inappropriate. Chris, playing Theo.
Oh, Crotch was amazing, wasn't she? Oh.
Seriously, everything I could think of was wildly inappropriate.
I'm not sure, who are you running that by? I mean, let's be honest.
True.
I feel like most of the things that I came up with on First Cut would have made TJ wince, so...
Oh, okay.
In pleasure, to be fair, but still.
But you avoid the wince, that's all I'm saying. Joining us for the first time, and we all hope for the first of many times, Rachel, playing Jules.
Hi. Only slightly terrified, it's fine.
Welcome, and we're very happy.
Great.
And we're very happy you could join us. And finally,
Listen to all the inside jokes I have with everybody too.
I just called TJ.
Am I right?
I just called TJ a non-Newtonian fluid, and that's not actually an inside joke. I just called him a non-Newtonian fluid.
It is
He's
inside.
oobleck.
I will say it is inside me now. So
I have no comment on that. Finally, very glad to be able to announce the director of the terrors that you will be experiencing tonight, Elyse, playing herself as the GM.
Yeah.
Yay!
Woo.
Just clapped into my microphone.
Thanks for clapping for me.
And now I will turn it over to you, Elyse, so that you can introduce everyone to the game and its concepts.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, anyone listening or watching, just a quick little rundown. The way the game works is everybody has a primary type and a secondary type, and it's like a terrible B horror movie that you just found on TV one day. And then this is the story of that movie. And so everybody's playing like the, people in the terrible lair where they're going to all get eaten and what have you. So they will be rolling red dice and white dice, and if they roll certain bad rolls on red dice, or if they just fail at something particularly important, then we move the failure events along until everybody ends up in bad situations, because it's a horror movie. Okay, so I think that's what you need to know about that. So should we get into the game, everybody?
let's do it. Let's do
Okay,
it.
I'm gonna give us a nice little musical intro. So I want you to take a minute and situate yourselves into your characters who are back in Edward, Indiana for the first time, for most of them, in 2.5 years. Okay, so Edward, Indiana, a small town, way out from the city. It's been declining for some time now. There hasn't been much to bring people to Edward in a long time, but when it was in its heyday, it began a long time ago with actually Clarissa's great-grandfather, Edward Slutworth. Edward, the founder of Edward, who, couldn't give his last name to the town for fairly obvious reasons. One day, in the middle of where there should not have been oil, found oil, and was the only person in the vicinity to find such a thing. And quickly, the town grew up. Back in, the 20s, 30s, 40s, It had a fair amount of people came and went. An interstate runs through it. And it was a small farming town with one big name, the Slutsworths. And everybody else kind of just made it by on people coming through, travelers on the interstate, things like that. And then things just took a turn, as they do in the 80s. People started leaving, nobody could find work. And ever since then, it's just been a slow, steady decline of Edward and Deanna until 2008. 2008 saw the last year that Edward and Deanna graduated anyone from its public high school, Edward High. And you all are 5 of the 10 still alive members of that class. Because that year also saw not only the end of Edward High School, but the end of 4 of your classmates who, prior to graduating, died under mysterious circumstances in the gym of the high school. In the time following their deaths, detectives kept the gym completely closed off to you until you graduated, never setting foot again in that gym. Nobody really knows why, but that's how it went. Now, 2.5 years later, Edward has all but dried up, with a few things still keeping a few people there, but most have left. Today marks a tragic event. The funeral of Mrs. Sinclair, Mrs. Emily Sinclair, Edward High's favorite English teacher. She'd been at Edward High for over 60 years, since its founding, and was a beloved fixture of the school. However, a week ago, she passed away, and you all have returned, or for those of you who still live in Edward, gathered to the Roadway Inn, which is run by 2 of your classmates, Janet and Kent, who are married now, and remembered your favorite teacher from days past. Then, as the night wore on and a few more beers got pounded into everybody, someone decided, we should go back to the school. And so, a little drunk, a little peer pressured, the 10 of you, 5 of you and the 5 others who are still surviving from class and made it back for the funeral, headed over to the school, made their way through the do not enter signs on the gates, and find yourselves at the entrance to Edward High one more time. All right, now I'm going to move you. Can everybody see the school?
Ooh.
Okay, so for the players, most of the time we will be on this map. All of you went to this school, so you know the layout of the school. And so this would be from your memory as well as moving around it. So that's why I didn't hide anything. So you can move, you should be able to drag and move your tokens. And so, yep, just like that. And so we can go ahead and get everybody, if you want to move your tokens right now, it's not too important. But you're in the entryway. The doors of the main entry, it's got a double set of doors. You know how a lot of schools have one set and then an interior set. So you all kind of make your way easily enough past the first set of doors. They were glass. They've been busted out by, people who have come and kind of trespassed on the condemned property of the city. And you easily enough make your way into the foyer, the entry. This was where, when you had school dances and events, this is where, all the stuff and the balloons and the check-in table and all that kind of stuff would be. And so you've made your way. Yes. Did you have a question? No? Okay.
It sounds like they're cutting out just slightly.
Hello?
Hi.
Yes, hello.
Yes.
Okay, sorry, my microphone
okay.
unplugged. So sorry. Okay, so I can see our icons, but the big, huge pictures that are like
The
for
layout of the
Galway's,
school?
it's the dark. Yeah, it's the pictures are like of everything, and move all over when you try to move the icons, at least on mine. Like, so it blocks the way, if that makes sense.
Oh, if you go into the settings section,
Okay.
and you go down to game settings, avatar size, and you click on names only, I think that's what you're talking about. That'll shrink everything.
Haha.
Okay, it's called game settings avatars.
Yeah, go all the way down to the bottom, Darce. Like where we had to click and change our display name.
Found it.
If you put names only, I think that shrinks everything.
Yeah, that's
Thank
what I
you.
do.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because I was
Yeah.
like,
You probably
they're
can't see
moving
much.
everywhere. Sorry. Yeah.
Good.
Cool.
Everyone can see okay now?
Yep.
Okay. So you are in the area that's called the entry. And it looks like how you remember it, but, after 2.5 years of no real use. It's been trespassed. There are signs of people coming and going, kids who have come and, there's some discarded beer cans in the corner. The drywall and the windows are busted up, and it's just your kind of typical 2.5 years of decay and little use. The doors to the gym on your left are still completely chained shut. They're big, heavy metal chains, different, in fact, from what you remember from your senior year. They're heavier and seem to be made of a different material. It's definitely still metal, but whereas before it was just kind of like your run-of-the-mill chain that anyone would bring, like buy at the, I don't know, Home Depot. Where do you buy chains? And chain up a door like that. But now it's like this heavier, thicker, more intense kind of chain with a padlock on it. Like that's significantly more.
That's where shit went down, right?
Yes, that's where your classmates died. At least that's what you know.
Right.
And you have not been allowed back in the gym since that day, which was like March. So it was a couple months before you graduated that the school was kind of haunted by this tragedy that had happened in the gyms, and nobody was allowed to go in there.
Gotcha.
Okay. In front of you, the cafeteria doors are, they were just glass double doors. One of the windows is busted out, and one of the doors is kind of ajar. You could easily make your way into the cafeteria. The doors into the rotunda, which is this kind of large, spacious area that was just a nice area to kind of sit and talk with friends. Around the central column, which is this round pillar, and hence the name rotunda, was a bench with some nice padding, and then a mural painted around the pillar of the rotunda where people would just kind of gather and chit chat before and after classes and things like that. But the doors to the rotunda are actually closed, and they've been boarded over where the windows have been smashed out. And they're locked, like just the normal locking mechanism, locked. No heavy chains or anything like that. And that's what you find upon entry.
Job would like to head over to the rotunda for old time's sake.
We have to unlock it, right? Didn't you say it was locked?
Yes, it is. So the windows,
Aha.
yeah, the rotunda is locked. So the doors are locked with just the normal locking mechanism for the doors, and then where the glass was, if they've been busted out, you can't tell because they've been covered by plywood 2x4. They've been
Like
just
nailed
boarded
in?
over. Yep, nailed in. So that's what you can see.
I'll look to Biff and I'll say, "Oh, Biff, friend, would you be so kind? Would
You're
you be
from
so kind?
Indiana.
So Biff's gonna look at you.
I've
Yeah.
been away for a while."
Biff is gonna look at you and say, "You picked that accent up in Pennsylvania, buddy?"
Hanging out with the Amish.
I have been to the east. Would you be so kind as to put your shoulder up into this door?"
Oh my god.
And just smash it in just a little bit.
Okay, Jules just looks at Job and is just like, "Who are you?"
Biff is gonna look confusedly at you and say, I don't understand you through your accent.
Hey, Biff, how about we each try and like put our fingers on either side of the plywood and see if we can rip it out together?
Oh, I can probably do that alone. Here, let me try. He's gonna ram his fingers.
Shit.
He'll try and ram his fingers into one side and ply the plywood off.
Okay, so you can roll dice. You have to get a 5 or a 6 to succeed.
And how many dice can I roll? Just one?
3 white.
3 white, okay.
Oh.
So 4, 8, and 9.
Oh, no, it's not add up. You have to get 5 on a...
Oh, it's not add up. Okay, so...
Yeah.
Wow, okay. This is embarrassing then.
Yeah.
Can Jules step in and try and pry this stuff off after Biff fails horribly?
Yes,
or we
Jules
could try together.
Yeah, you guys can. So I'll say, Jules, you can add 2 white die rolls in here to see if you can
add them
help
on to see if I can help him.
Yep.
Nope.
Oh gosh. Okay. So yeah, Jules, Biff stand there and strain and pull on these boards to no avail. They have been surprisingly firmly hammered and secured onto the door.
Cool.
Clarissa, maybe you could make fun of the doors and they'll open.
I'll be like, hey, doors, I bet you couldn't open even if you wouldn't want to.
Nailed it.
As you do this, Janet just kind of looks at you and is like, I don't know if that's really gonna work, Clarissa. I don't think you can make fun of a door to make it open.
Do you have like bobby pins or something?
Wait.
Can we try and put them in the lock?
The door is locked itself, right? It's not just boarded shut.
Bobby pins.
Yes, the door is shut.
I figured that you'd be the person to ask.
Yeah.
So,
you can use one of my bobby pins.
Okay, can I try and unlock it with my cool, totally normal lockpicking skills with the bobby pin?
Yes, and because you are smart, you can roll a total of 3 white dice.
Watch me fail again.
Oh God.
Yes!
Hey! So it takes a little while, and everyone peering Jules' shoulder as she's, get it back, give me some space. And eventually you hear the little click, that telltale sound, and the door is now unlocked. And Stu from your high school class is like, well, I never knew you knew how to get into trouble.
Nobody asked you, Stu.
I asked me, and he kind of shoves ahead, after Jules has just done this.
Can I just
victory.
Stick my foot out
into the rotunda
to trip him?
Oh, yeah. You sure can. You 2 white dice.
Oh, Jesus. Yes.
Okay.
Suck it, Stu. Sorry.
So you reach out your foot, and as Stu's passing through the door, kind of shoving past you, he falls flat on his face. And you actually see some the floor in the rotunda area was wood, covered by after and when they did a little renovation trying to spruce it up in the mid-90s, they put some really thin carpet over it. So even by the time you all were in your senior year, it wasn't holding up, right? And there wasn't money to replace it again. So the carpet is all kind of nasty and full of holes, and you can see the wood under it in places, and it's really old, poor quality wood at this point. And as Stu kind of falls and it hits the ground, he puts his hands out in front of him and gets a really bad cut on his hand, palm of his hand from that, and you can see the blood start to drip into the wood.
I feel bad. Can I reach down and help him up?
Tetanus.
Yeah? Okay, I'm gonna reach down and help him up. And be like, oh man, sorry, I don't know how that happened.
Let me see that wound. Let me see that wound. And
I guess if you have to, like, what are you gonna do about it?
I just kind of hold his hand in my grip a little bit tighter than maybe he wants, and I just sniff it a little bit.
Joe, buddy, it's not the time for. It's not a stigmata hunt. So Biff is gonna go over and produce a varsity jacket, seemingly from nowhere, and be like, "Here," and tie. He'll tear one of the sleeves and tie the varsity jacket sleeve to this cut hand, and say, "That should stop the bleeding. It's just a minor cut, buddy." And he'll brush him off, and then he'll wink at Jules like that was pretty funny.
Okay.
Should bring it back.
All right. So is everyone going into the rotunda?
Yeah.
Should I check for traps? No. I'm just kidding.
Well, just unless I need to move the NPCs, I think I'll just leave them out so that we don't get like
Okay.
cluttered.
They're in though. In
Yeah,
kind of
they're-
the rotunda area. All right.
Yeah, everybody has now gone into the rotunda, and you're kind of moving around. And as you do, this is like I said, the creaking a lot, and like there's all these holes in the carpet, and people are kind of tripping, stubbing their toes here and there.
Yeah.
And actually, Theo, as you kind of like trip over a little piece of the carpet, and you catch yourself and look up at what you've tripped over, it's the edge of one of the benches that used to be in this circle, and it's now been kind of busted out into the room, and you tripped over it, and your eyes kind of follow it back to the central pillar, and you glance up, and as you look up the pillar where there used to be this beautiful mural of the school mascot and the sights of Edward and all these things, someone has graffitied over it, and and among all of the kind of typical graffiti, there is a fresher layer of paint that says, "Don't lose sight of the bodies," in red.
Sweet.
That bodes well, right?
That's creepy.
Yeah, that is sweet. So sweet.
Joe, you and I seriously need to have a talk, dude.
Well, about what?
I'm just dying to know where in the East you were.
Are you trying to bring back the life of Vigo from the painting? I mean, that's what it sounds like.
I don't understand that.
Vigo.
Slime!
That's the problem. There's just slime everywhere.
I studied in Germany under some monks. I learned the secrets of God.
Do you have some sweet fighting skills like that kind of monk?
Not bulletproof monk.
Oh, be cooler if you did.
Biff's
Yeah,
gonna kind of giggle under the monks.
One of the monks was called the One Punch Man.
Jesus.
Son of a bitch!
He could only drink one cup of punch before he passed out.
Jules leaves.
Theo is no longer looking at Job and just looking back up at the pillar, wondering
Okay.
why she came back to this godforsaken town.
Yep.
Can I look around and do we see any bodies anywhere? Like, I'm sure that it's not that fucking literal, but I figured, why not?
So you look around, you don't see any bodies. Why don't you go ahead? We'll say, like, essentially investigation, right, can fall under smart. So you can make 3d6 to see 3 white.
white?
Sorry.
Okay.
Yep. Roll 3 white, and we'll see how
Yes.
good you do. Okay. So
So you
you look
fail,
around.
fail, pass. Okay.
Yeah, you definitely don't see bodies. And you don't even see blood or anything that would indicate that there are bodies nearby. But what you do see is in the dust on the floor of the rotunda, you're kind of looking for anything that might kind of indicate to you why this graffiti would be here. And you see footprints in the dust that seem relatively fresh. Fresh enough that they're still clear in the dust. And it seems to be the same set of footprints, and they're kind of small and close together. Not like a child small, but
Creepy.
someone? Oh, okay. Yeah, not like a child, but like an adult who was walking. And you see those prints going into the hallway. They seem to be the hallways that take you deeper into like where the classrooms are and the offices.
The one that heads like straight ahead there, or to the left?
Like this area. Do you
Whoa,
see
that
my?
was a cool effect.
Yeah. So the footprints, like where you're investigating,
Sorry.
prints are going that way. But you haven't like followed them to find out where they go yet.
Okay, so I'm going to point these out
Theo's
to people.
gonna follow that way.
Well,
Okay.
you guys don't see it yet. Okay. No, I'm kidding. Sorry. Hey, there's footprints here. Do we want to see if the person who spray painted this is still around?
Yes.
It seems like there's one of us, and one of them, and like 10 of us. I can do math.
Good idea.
Okay.
Can
So
Biff
you
actually like
start to
go up and touch the paint just to see if it's wet?
Yeah, you do, and it is not wet. It's not that fresh. It's probably at this point you can't tell how fresh it is, but there aren't things painted over it. So and it's not chipped or smeared or anything that would indicate like other people have been here and like done things to it. So it's the freshest, but you don't actually know how fresh it is.
Okay, the paint's not terribly wet, but yeah, they might still be here if they live here.
Oh, that's not a creepy thought.
They live here? Sure, why not?
These not quite children feet? Yeah, let's follow them.
Okay.
Okay, so as you kind of turn this corner around the rotunda into the hallways, you find that there's kind of this spot where there's like dripping water right down from the ceiling, and it apparently has been doing this quite some time, and you have no idea what source of, because it hasn't rained, and in theory the utilities of this building have been shut off, but it's dripping water down anyway. And there is in this the carpet is moldy and gross, and the wood underneath here has completely rotted. And so there is actually right where like Jules' icon is on the screen right now. So none of you would have actually been able to go past here quite yet. There's this kind of, right here, this spot where you're going to have to kind of get around it to go further in. The footprints that you saw, Jules, just kind of go up to it, and then you can kind of discern as if not bothered.
You cut out a little bit there. Sorry.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. The footprints that you saw, Jules, they go up to the edge of this hole that the water, where the water is, and then just continue on the other side.
Okay. How big is the hole, like the rotted wood gap?
It's probably about 5.5 feet. Not round. It's collapsed in. Right? It doesn't look like it goes very deep. It's not like a basement.
I was going to say, is there like a basement here? Or?
No, it hasn't
like a boiler
collapsed
room?
into something. But it's just kind of like down, there's a bunch of like nasty rotted junk at the bottom of this little hole, right? And into the foundation of the building, right? It's not deep, like I said.
Can I look into the hole and see if I see anything weird or creepy-ish?
Yeah. You look into the hole. It's gross. There's all sorts of disgusting shit in there. And it, like I said, the foundation of the building is there, right? It's not gone. So you can see like where maybe some of like concrete and things where it's been poured are kind of peeking out. And it's just a bunch of like rotted wood and debris from stuff blowing in from cracked windows, things like that. You see some like dead leaves and probably what is rat shit down there.
Lovely. I take a running leap over the wall.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
My God won't let anything bad happen to me.
Yes. So roll 1 white and 2 red.
Yowza.
Okay, so success. So you leap and your god carries you across this hole.
My arms
and you
are
land.
outstretched.
Yeah, and you land on the other side.
Oh.
Wait, how big is this hole? Like wide? 5 feet?
About.
Can one of the benches that I tripped over, can we like lay that down?
Sure.
Unless all of us want to go jumping over like...
I don't think that his god is going to save me, so let's see if we can do the bench.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does anybody say this?
I'm saying it. Theo.
Okay. Theo, say it. Okay.
So should we go? I can help try and carry a bench over.
Yeah, Biff is gonna like look at you, Jules, and be like,
Yeah.
"Let's."
I'm gonna flex a little bit when you look.
He's gonna like look at you and catch your eye, and then look away and blush.
Your friend from high school, Jonah, who's represented by the microphone down here, but I'm again like it's kind of cluttered. So he kind of steps in and says, "Oh, Jules, I know you're very strong, but if you want me to, I'll carry the bench for you."
Nobody asked you, pretty boy.
I didn't realize that things were still kind of. Are things weird between us, man? I thought things were okay. Do you want me
Nothing's
to carry
weird.
Do you want
Who
me
you
to
call
carry,
weird?
Should I carry the bench? I don't know what's going on
I
now.
appreciate the offer for help, but I'm pretty sure I got it. So maybe if I fail, you could step in. But I think I got this one. And I wink at him. So many winks.
So as you go to grab the bench, you'll notice that Biff is kind of just staring at Jonah, and he's not looking at his face.
Theo is enthralled by Jules lifting this bench.
Just muscles rippling.
Biff is going like, "Oh yeah.
You want to help me here, bro?"
Sure, yeah.
People still say bro, right? It's 2010.
So Biff is going to like get into an outrageous squat and then go.
Okay. All right. Why
Jules
don't...
is gonna see that and totally try and like mimic and do the same thing. She's gonna be like, "Oh
Okay.
right, yeah, form."
Yeah. All right. Well, both of you. I mean, just roll your fight.
How many weight? 2?
3. Because
3 for me.
Oh yeah, 3
John
for.
is
No, I'm sorry. Yeah. 2 for Jules. 3 for Biff.
Okay.
Yeah.
5 for Biff.
So I didn't help at all, but you did it.
Yeah. So yeah, you're as you're getting into the squat, like Biff is just like and manages to get the and with Job's help on the other side, Job is helping and not just wandering off. I don't know what Job's up to. Get the bench situated okay, and everybody's yeah, go ahead.
Job is staring at his shadow on the wall very intently.
Good.
Job, you want to grab that? No, okay, buddy, thanks.
Okay, and what order are we going across in?
Biff will go.
Please come to me, Clarissa.
Okay.
That's not the first time you've heard that, Clarissa.
I'm gonna step in front of Clarissa because that weirded me out.
Yeah, same.
So Theo and Jules make a protective woman shield in front of Clarissa. Bless their hearts. And cross first. Okay.
I stand there and I just like stand there behind you guys, just like crossing my arms and just looking at you and being like a look like, why are you even talking?
Well, okay, princess, but we're not going to carry you, so you do need to.
Yeah.
Fine.
While this is happening, Janet and Mary Beth and cross as well. So they are now on the other side, leaving Kent and Jonah behind with Biff and Clarissa.
You want some help, Clarissa? He'll extend his arm out like.
I can try and do it by myself. What do I have to roll?
So I'm gonna say like doing it by yourself is a lot.
Oh, okay.
So you would roll.
Okay, well, I'll help. I guess then a little bit of help.
No, I mean like the risk factor is something that like motivates you.
Okay.
You feel like you have to kind of prove yourself, right? So you
would
roll 2 white and 2 red.
Oh.
Oh.
Andy, you were so fucking creepy.
Okay,
Not too bad.
Yes, very successfully with very. I mean, your gymnastics training showing you eat, whoop, 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 and you're across the bridge. And Jonah kind of follows behind you, so he's now across, leaving just Kent and Biff on the other side.
As Kent starts to cross, I kind of look over to my shadow and I whisper, "Now, do it now." And I'm really hoping it just snaps underneath him.
Oh,
What god do you worship?
God. The god.
yeah, no. Which one?
So this is Kent crossing?
Yes.
Yeah. So Kent actually crosses with no problem. Just Biff on the other side.
Biff will attempt to
Biffle?
cross in his athletic, manly way.
Okay. So Biff, as you're crossing in your athletic, manly way, you feel something cold reach up and snatch at your ankle, and you fall face first into the plank of the board that this thing that's been the what's it called, the bench that's been laid across here, and now the bench starts to rock off its axis with your heavy frame smacking into it, right? And it's getting a little precarious here, and you are on your stomach prone on the bench.
Can Jules reach out to try and grab his hand to lift him up?
Yeah, do it, and that's in line with your risk factor. So I want you to roll.
I get 2 white, 2
2
red.
white, 2 red.
Okay, success and utter failure.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you do successfully grab and pull Biff to safety as the bench kind of collapses into this little hole. But what happens is this cold thing that grabbed Biff's ankle, which none of you know about yet, you feel this chill run down your spine, Jules, and it freaks you out, right? Like, this is like the weirdest thing you've ever felt. It is not a normal chill. It's like the kind of chill that makes you want to have no chill, if you will. So you can go ahead and get scared on your failures.
Okie doke.
And however
Can
you
I
wanna.
like relay what just happened to people?
Yeah, I mean, you're freaked out right now. You're scared.
Theo would
No,
have changed
y'all, there's something
places with
fucking
her.
down there or something. I don't know. I don't know if it's safe to be here. Just telling you.
Oh god,
Right now,
no.
I'm fine.
Biff is gonna like sort of be shaking as well. Like, yeah, there's something not right, you guys. Like, I don't know if we should be here.
And so automatically Theo is gonna like dive towards the area and say, "What do you mean? What exactly is going on?"
So you're like trying to investigate it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I
so
like
you
hold the back of her shirt?
Yeah, I like Biff's
she does
gonna,
this.
Biff is also going to like position his
Like I'm literally
body in
going to
front of
hold
her.
on
Yeah.
to like her collar and be like, "Okay, you need
Okay.
to look."
Okay, so we're going to resolve this by first everyone's going to roll. So, Jules, you will roll 2 white and 2 red because this is in line with your risk factor. Theo will roll 2 red and 3 white because it's in line with your risk factor. And Biff, what are you doing?
He's stepping in front of Theo, like
2 red, 3 white.
like this is creepy shit. He doesn't want anybody getting hurt.
Okay, so you're acting. So you white.
Oy.
Could you repeat that?
You got
Sorry.
a success though.
3 white for Biff.
Okay.
So I got 2 red successes.
Okay, that's fine. You, as long as you don't roll a red 1. Okay, so
Yes.
Theo kind of like jumps to see what's going on. Like she's interested, she's intrigued, and the two of you like step in. So like nobody like got a total failure, right? So what we'll say is like you guys do successfully keep her from like falling into this pit because it's like now, you know, the bench has like collapsed in. And like you pull her back before she can kind of like get down in there. But you do, Theo, you see like into the pit, and like you're kind of looking around and investigating it and trying to see what you can see and kind of struggling against your friends holding you back. And as you do so, that same cold chill kind of like creeps up from like your ankle, and you feel it like almost want to pull you into the pit. And your friends kind of hold you back from that, but you definitely felt like it gripped you and was like tugging.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Do you have a death sentence? I just said.
I wouldn't call it a death sentence, a death curiosity, maybe.
I hated diagramming death sentences. They were the worst.
Oh, Jesus. I should have said death wish, but my brain wasn't working. It's fine.
Janet butts in and she's like, I don't know about you guys, but I kind of think maybe we should just go because that's real weird and I don't know what happened. And
Then
I don't
just
like
go,
this."
Janet.
Janet, are you going to jump the hole? Did you not notice that the bench is gone?
Well, there's other exits, right? Like,
Yeah, which means we've got to go that way or that way. either way, we got to keep going.
Okay, well, let's just move towards one of the exits then. And you would know that, like, back kind of by these janitor closets, there are exits, like, alongside them out into, like, they would be essentially like the fire exits and things for the school. So, like, here and here, you know that there are exits as well. All right, so what are we doing?
Joe would like to continue wandering.
Okay, Job's just kind of meandering.
Yes.
Okay.
I am looking for something.
Okay.
I think we
Job,
should follow
buddy.
him.
Yeah, Biff is going to like go up and put a manly, meaty hand on Job's shoulder, and hold on, buddy. I've done a lot of hallucinogens, and even you're weirder than me. So maybe we should wait for the rest of the people here.
Yeah, can we maybe stick together? I yell down the hallway.
There's no I in team, but there is a meat, as in meat stick, as in me. So
Biff, dude.
Good one, Biff.
Kent, who is Janet's husband, you may recall, kind of puts an arm around Janet and starts this way because he knows that's where the closest exit is, and he's like, "Come on, babe, we're gonna get out of here. We're going home."
Do you really think it's smart to split up? Have you never watched a horror movie?
No, let them go on their own. It's fine.
Job, cool it.
Come on, buddy. Biff's gonna actually tighten his grip a little bit and try and steer Job
To where?
just closer to the group, so he's not, chasing his shadow down hallways.
Mary Beth has followed the Wallers. She thinks that it's time to get out of here too. So they're heading that way.
Are you all frightened? This is our high school. We know it quite well.
Yeah, and it looks totally different than it used to look. That's Janet. I know, like, it's just me talking over and over. You have 5 people.
Yeah, but like a lot of people died here, right?
Totally shut off the gym. It was totally a downer, man.
So
And,
what
like-
did that sign tell us in weird, creepy red paint to look at the bodies?
Probably
I'm
just
smart when
dumb
I remember what it
teenagers.
said.
Yeah, it said, "Don't lose sight of the bodies."
So that's creepy. You
At
don't
this
wanna,
point, the Wallers have gotten to the end, and they're trying the doors.
And what?
They're locked. Sorry, did you not?
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Oh yeah, no, we didn't hear that part.
Okay,
You cut
sorry.
out a little bit here and there.
Sorry. Okay, they are locked. The door is at the end of this hallway, so like down here, where they are now.
Man, I guess we should probably stick together and find a different one then, huh?
I just want to get out of here, please. Can we?
You're being a bit of a downer, Janet.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to die. Jules.
Yeah, I say that we go explore what's happening because this has to be sort of one of the coolest things since, high school because this town kind of sucks.
Yeah, and don't
Okay.
you care about protecting the memory of Mrs. What's her face? What's her name?
Sinclair.
Thank you.
think
Mrs.
Obviously
Sinclair.
she was
We should go
very
look at
her.
Mrs. Sinclair's classroom as a homage to her since she just died.
This is true. Which was her classroom? I forget.
So you would
Is
know
this-
her classroom is back here by the fine arts wing
Oh.
because she also sometimes a theater class. Shakespeare,
begin- I begin to wander toward that classroom then.
Okay. So as you kind of did someone
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's fixing it.
so Job is kind of leading the way and they're struggling, behind and oh gosh, I thought I put the music on repeat like you told me and it's not working. It's so funny. Okay, we'll just do this. So as you kind of you come around this corner and the walls here are kind of busted and painted over and it's just all around like starting to give, well, for Job, pretty comfy homey feels, but for the rest of you it's like this is weird, right? Like, this isn't how this is supposed to look. And in fact, as you kind of turn this corner, like out of the corner of your eye, Theo, movement kind of catches your eye behind you back along the wall to the cafeteria. But when you turn, there's nothing there. And as Biff, you kind of come up behind Theo and you see movement over towards the men's restroom, and you turn really fast, but nothing there. And above you, Jules, you hear this kind of click, 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 click noise, and you look up really fast and still nothing there. But it's just all of you are kind of catching these little glimpses here and there of something going on and can't quite ever put your finger on it.
Does anybody get the feeling that we're not alone here?
I mean,
Totally.
I mean, I'm here, but
That's not.
Good effort, not quite what I meant.
We are never.
Yes,
alone.
Jules. Job, seriously, dude. Can we have that talk now?
God is always with us.
What got are you talking about?
The God.
The got?
Yeah.
I'm with you right now.
What this god's name is. So why don't you tell, instead of the god, what do you call him? Or
You know Job follows
Lord.
him.
Lord God.
Lord Got. Lord Got?
Lord
Would that
Got,
be, would that be Yawat?
Kent is also getting agitated about this. He's like, I don't know who your God is, Job, but I remember in high school, you never wanted to hang out with us, like the good Christian kids doing their thing. You were always like, oh, my God, and like never hung out with us. So I'm not sure about this God thing.
I am so confused right now.
So did anybody else just like feel something move, but then they looked and they didn't see it?
Yeah, and it wasn't
Yeah.
God. It was.
Okay, so we're in a non-got situation. Should we? I mean, like, I feel like Miss Sinclair would want us to go to her classroom still.
Are you
Down
sure?
the hall,
Are
on
you
the
sure?
opposite
mean-
side. So like Mrs. Sinclair's room is over here, right? And on the opposite side, you hear one of the doors slam shut really fast.
Okay, yeah, I'm going that way. Only
Okay.
because it's the only way we got to go.
Okay, so you start making your way down the hall to investigate what
I'm
happened.
gonna try and step in front and be in the lead.
Yeah,
Okay.
Jules, I mean, as much as like,
I'm gonna try and, like, stick my
sexy
arms
as hell, I really think we should put Job in front.
I would be honored to be in front.
How about you walk next to me, Job?
I'll be right
Oh.
behind you guys.
Okay.
This is very fine.
All right, so I'm gonna have Theo roll to kind of
Oh,
To what? You cut out.
You cut out.
sorry. I'm gonna have Theo be the one to roll to kind of lead this little I know you're not in the front, but you were the one
Right.
who kind of like pushed it. So I want you to
Right.
roll. We'll have 3 white, 2 red to kind of get you down this hallway.
Okay.
And I
let's
don't
start
know,
with-
can I interject just quickly?
Mhm.
As we're walking, Biff would be looking for something like pipe or like some sort of piece of wood in order
that's
to like just use as a weapon if
Okay.
there's like another person here. So I don't know how we want to factor that.
Yeah, I'd say like
There's gotta be
find
something everywhere.
Yeah, you find stuff like there's debris and there's, like some of the doors have like glass that's, there's some glass on the ground, there's some like wood from different, just like the classroom stuff, like desks and what have you, and metal from the desks that you can kind of find not too hard. And even in the hallway, like this place it's been 2.5 years and kids have come and gone and kind of ransacked it,
So if there's like a length of metal pipe, that's probably what I'd go for.
Okay. We'll say you do find a length of metal pipe, but it's kind of like attached to the wall and you're gonna have to like, wrench it out.
Okay, so we can do the other roll first and then...
Yes, so let's do Theo's roll.
Okay, I'll start with the white.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that was crap shit.
It's okay, Theo.
Ooh,
Oh, fuck me!
2 failures?
Shut
No,
up!
come on.
Just
Well,
one.
yeah.
Is it only one that's a failure? Okay.
Well, so the failure event happens in red 1.
Oh, I see.
So Theo, what's essentially happening here is like you're trying to see what you can see and like kind of apply your like knowledge of the kind of eerie and macabre in the world to this, but your friends just keep butting in your way, right? Like Jules is like, oh, this, and like Job's up in front now and whatever. And it makes you kind of mad, and you'll see your first failure event. How do you want to resolve that?
Who's the church person here in the chief
Kent.
steeple? Yeah, well, let's get rid of that asshole.
Don't get that. This is, I think.
Is that what I have to pick? I have to pick like who I want to do my first.
Yeah,
one
or however you want to do it. Yeah, whatever you want it to kind of look like shutting someone out.
Okay,
right?
So I'm going to like just like as sternly and as creepily and as like forcefully as I can just yell at them all, but like focus mainly on Kent.
Okay, just like lay into Kent.
Yes, like I'm gonna rip him a new asshole.
Okay. So what ends up happening in this Kent, you're like laying into Kent, and Janet's like, hey, could you like not do that to my husband right now? And she like grabs Kent and hauls him off down the hallway, and in so doing fails to notice like this essentially like the same like piping that Biff was trying to like pull out of the wall in one spot is sticking out of the wall in another spot, and she walks like right into it and just like gets this huge like wound into her side now. That's it's like, oh, like I mean, like it wasn't like she running so hard that she like impaled herself, right? But she definitely like cut a nice gash into her, and Kent is like, oh babe, and he gets like real mad, and he's like at Theo, right? He's like, why did you have to be such a bitch about it? And he's like trying to take care of Janet now at the end of the hallway, and as this is happening, boom, the door slams again behind them, and they kind of jump and turn around, and it's like right next to where they are now.
Which door? Which classrooms? To where the
It's
ones
like
we're
right,
going to?
it's right about here. So
The other
Mrs.
ones.
Sinclair's classroom, and this door is like here.
So as this was happening, we'll say like Biff was like wrenching the pipe out of the wall. Then, and then how many dice? I'm assuming 3.
Yep, 3 white.
Yee.
Hey.
Okay.
6.
Yes, so you do successfully now. You are with a metal pipe.
Awesome. And as I turn around, I assume I see Janet impale herself.
Well, cut herself on a pipe. Yes.
Okay. So mini impalement.
Yes.
Biff is going to run over and then he'll produce another varsity jacket, seemingly from nowhere, and be like, all right, I know how to do this. And he'll tie the varsity jacket around her waist really tightly.
Okay, I do think that this is in line with your factor. You just ran straight to danger, so
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so we're gonna say 1 white because you are not actually equipped to be a medic, and 2 red.
Varsity jackets solve everything. So 2 for the white and 2 red?
No, 1 white, 2 red.
1 right. Okay. So yep, that was 1 white and 2 red. I just can't talk.
Oh, success.
Oh yeah, okay. Okay, so you actually like kind of managed to like calm Janet and Kent down a little bit with this action. Just in time for boom, the doors slam again, and now you're right there and you can see like nothing is touching the.
Is it slamming open and then shut again?
Yeah, it's essentially like it's just like creaking open and then bam, and then it'll creak open again and bam, right? Over like multiple times now.
Could I just yell really loudly into nothing, just saying, could you not? just at the things that are doing it.
Yeah, are you trying to persuade them not to, or are you kind of existential shouting?
Pretty much that.
Okay. Yes, you yell that into the door has not creaked open again. It is just now staying shut.
Seems like there's a draft, maybe.
Or it's just scared as shit of you.
I flex a little bit.
Biff will sort of look at you and make like a flex arm, like, yeah, flex your skin.
Theo's just gonna roll her damn eyes.
Job smiles.
All right, dude, you shouldn't do that. It's creepy. I prefer the weird got talk.
So,
At this point, you notice that Mary Beth is she has wandered back down the hall somewhere, and you now currently don't know where she is.
God damn it, Mary Beth.
But what if we also don't care?
Yeah, you could not care.
No. I mean, so what do? We've got weird slamming doors. We've got injured chick over here and disappeared chick somewhere else.
Yes, Jonah, who is like, I think I'm gonna go look for Mary Beth, and starts back down this hallway. So now we've got injured Janet over here, disappeared Mary Beth, and Jonah heading back out on his own.
What part of not
find Mary
splitting
Beth.
up means keep going in all these directions?
So Jonah, they're headed back to the janitor area over here down at the bottom where they tried the door and it was locked?
Yeah, so you don't know where Mary Beth went, but Jonah went back down. He was like up here with the rest of you, and he is now like moving this way and around the corner and disappearing.
And Clarissa's still just hanging out down here by the hole?
By the hole.
I assume Clarissa came with the rest of you, but I don't know that for sure. It'll be Darcy's call.
You still have Darcy?
Yes, I'm so sorry. My thing got it. I was trying to press and talk, and it wasn't. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry. Quickly, what just happened in the last 5 seconds? Because I was talking and then I was talking over you.
So Mary Beth disappeared down back the way that you came.
Yes.
Jonah is now following her. And we were wondering if you had moved with the rest of the group or if you had stayed by the hole where the creepy stuff was happening.
Is the group like gonna, if I move one way or the other, is it gonna split the group?
The group is kind of already split since Mary Beth and Jonah have now disappeared, and Janet and Ken. Janet.
I kind of want to go. I kind of want to go the way where the other two disappeared.
That's where I'm gonna be heading.
So we're gonna backtrack, or are we split?
We could just split up. It's fine. This is our high school. We know it like the back of our feet.
Listen, Fred, I'll take Daphne and Scooby, and we'll go this way. And you guys go that way. Yes. Oh, you're totally Scooby.
Does that make me Velma?
And
yeah.
Job, you are a creepy ass motherfucker, Job. That's all.
He's fine.
I'm like keeping my eye on Job so he doesn't get too close to Clarissa.
Okay.
I don't quite trust his intentions.
So I'm going to talk with Janet and Kent, and I'm going to be like, well, I think we're going to come back here anyway, but if you wanted to leave, we're going towards that direction. You want to haul your injured ass with us?
Guys.
And Kent kind of helps Janet to her feet and is, supporting her, now bandaged.
Biff will sort of get on the other side of Janet and say, all right, we can do it. We can do it.
Okay.
And sort of help her walk forward.
Okay, so you're going back the way you came towards the rotunda?
Back toward the group as we see them generally, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So Jonah is kind of yelling for Mary Beth, who's still nowhere to be seen. And that same, as you come around that same corner, movement catches your eyes again, and you hear that same clicking noise above you. This time louder, closer, clearer. And in fact, as Job, you kind of turn, you actually catch a glance, and you could swear that the thing that you just saw, that you caught a more solid glance of than any of your peers, looked just like Felicity, who was one of the dead classmates.
Who saw this?
In the bathroom?
Kind of, yeah, in around that area.
Wait, you cut out. Sorry. The women's restroom or the men's?
The women's.
Okay.
I point my hand out and I say, Felicity, it is I, Job.
with a new and improved accent.
Do you recall?
Joe, Felicity died. That's really fucked up.
I saw
Dude.
her. But I saw her.
What'd she
Job
look like?
Spirit.
What'd she look like?
She had the freckles that I remember her having. It
Was she blue? Was she
Ghost
white?
Freckles.
Ghost freckles.
Joe,
guys?
go ahead and roll 3 white for me to see if you can
Okay.
make contact with
Ooh.
Felicity.
So far, so good. Whoops. 4 white. Whoops. 5 white.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
as your classmates kind of about this, like the around kind of the open doorway into the women's room, fingers curl around the edge of the doorway, and where before what you had caught sight of, like the freckles, it just looked like Felicity. Now you're seeing these kind of decaying, rotting flesh on her fingers, and around the corner, she kind of peers around at you, and she is on the wall. She is like up on the wall, clinging to it in the doorway,
no.
looking around at you, and you see her, and she kind of makes eye contact with you and grins and skitters backwards into the women's room, and it disappears from sight. You don't see her anymore.
Wait, is Job the only one that saw this?
No, the rest of you, as you're kind of making,
You cut out.
Also,
Yeah, you cut out.
I'm sorry. The rest of you did also see the fingers, the smile, the kind of creepy on the wall thing, and it was Job who managed to bring her out to see you.
Mein Gott.
Okay, so I'm going to reach into my big ass satchel like that I've been carrying,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna like withdraw a container of salt, and I'm gonna sprinkle it on the fucking doorway.
Okay. Roll 3 white, 2 red.
Jesus Christ.
Hey.
There we go.
Okay.
Hey.
So you sprinkle the salt on the doorway, and you manage to make a really surprisingly good. I mean, not surprisingly for you. You're an artist, but you sprinkle this line, and it's perfectly intact. It covers every inch of the doorway. And you actually get you find a little bit of moisture and get it up the sides of the thing a little bit, and you hear from inside. That same clicking, skittering noise, but it's more intense now. And then from down the hallway, you hear a really faint slam as the door that was slamming before slams again.
Ugh.
What did I say?
This is not okay, you guys. This is not okay. We need to go now.
Will salt
This
stop
is-
it from climbing if it can go on the wall?
Well, it can't get out the frickin' doorway.
Where did you learn to do such a thing, Theo?
Job, as I've said, you and I need to talk, bro. We need to have a talk.
Fascinating. Yes, of course.
As awesome as it is that she just seasoned the door, we need to go.
I'm with sorry, who are you? Biff. And this is Kent, and he's pulling Janet now behind him, and they are hauling ass for the door. Meanwhile,
But
Jonah
you guys
has
all know ghosts aren't real, right?
What did you call
What did you just
that?
see?
I don't know. It was just probably like a prank or something. Maybe people knew we were coming back and they set up a thing.
Yeah,
from
who?
down this hallway, you hear a long, high-pitched scream.
Is it Jonah?
And currently, you do not have eyes on or Beth. I know he isn't with the group, but he is with the group. So
Who?
Once I hear that scream, I'm gonna run around the corner
Yeah, I'm gonna start running too.
because I know Mary Beth is gone.
As
Okay.
will Biff.
all right, I need some rolls. Let's get Jules. You are
Jump
going
ahead
to
of
roll
everybody.
1 white, 2 red.
Only
Theo,
one
you are
white?
going to. Yeah, this isn't about
Fine.
strength.
I
Or
know.
smarts. Theo, you are going to roll 3 white, 2 red.
That's a hard fail on my end.
Yes. All right, Jules. And let's get the rest of
Biff?
the rolls.
Okay, Biff as well. Because he's running as well, or
Yes, Biff. Yeah, you can roll 1 white, 2 red.
all right. 2 white on the white and
Ooh.
Wait. So it was supposed to be 1 white, 2 red, right?
let me fix that. I'm sorry,
Okay.
I can't
No,
read.
that's okay. No, it's okay.
So there's a 5 on the white.
Okay. So all right. So you guys, the 3 of you, go running around this corner. Jules. Theo and Biff kind of take the lead, and around that same area where the hole, that dripping water, you slide, you slip in the water and fall. And as you do so, you look over, as everyone's kind of rushing to see what the scream over here is about, you fall and you turn, and behind you, you see Stu, who is trailing behind the group, kind of on his way back, get too close to that salt line and stuff it. And as he does so, that hand reaches out, grabs him, and pulls him into the bathroom, and Stu is gone.
Oh, Stu!
Come on, it's Supernatural 101. Don't cross the salt line.
Also, do not attempt to go into a bathroom of the opposite gender.
This is rural Indiana. Bathroom.
Oh,
Yeah, for real.
Stu. He was a
Meanwhile,
huge dick, but still.
so yeah, currently though, Biff and Theo are down here. They don't see that. And, Jules is the only one who kind of like, you saw that because of you tripped. And down here at the end of the hallway, Jonah and Mary Beth are huddled together against a wall, staring. And this is where the source of the scream is coming from, right? Is one of these two had just screamed, and they're staring through a broken glass window. And Jonah kind of has his arm around Mary Beth, and she's just very shaken and kind of crying, and they're both just eyes locked on that window.
Okay.
Can I just really quickly tell everybody, that weird unfleshy hand totally just grabbed Stu. If it's fine.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
we should probably figure that out too.
I'm not gonna do it alone though.
Clarissa,
Mary
that's
Beth.
a great idea.
I'll go.
Yes.
I can
Me too.
handle myself against this asshole.
Okay. So Clarissa and Job, you're going back to
Yes.
where Stu disappeared?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
And are the
God.
rest of you investigating Mary Beth's? and
Yes.
Luna?
Yeah,
Okay.
Theo, as
yeah.
soon as I see Mary Beth, I'm going to say, Mary Beth, what's wrong?
Okay, so we'll
I'm
resolve
gonna
Mary
say
Beth's
really
stuff.
quickly that I just stand in the middle of both things and can't decide which one to
Yeah.
do. So I'm literally useless.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so Mary Beth shaking, and Jonah looks pretty pale too. Looks freaked out. And they're staring through this window, and Mary Beth's like, I swear I just saw Eugene, and Eugene is another one of your dead classmates. He was right there. He was in that room.
Well, considering we just saw Felicity, I'm going to say, okay, cool.
We should probably get away from like ghostly windows and doors and orifices of all kinds, guys. So
Ooh. Is that what we call them now?
Biff is gonna point
Spectral
at
orifices.
yes, ectoplasmic orifices. So Biff's kind of gonna go up to Jonah and sort of grab him by the arm and say, "Come on, let's go, you guys. Make sure Mary Beth's okay." And he'll look at Theo and be like, "What the fuck is going on?"
I'm going to say I don't really know, but I have togetherness. We really need to stay together.
Yeah, we were trying, and some people just feel like going wherever the fuck they want. Mary Beth.
Jules, just
Sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Just a
Yeah,
little
no, you're-
freaked out. Stu
Yeah.
just got pulled by a weird clammy hand. It's fine.
Yeah, and yet you just turned and walked away.
Well, I do, but then the screaming, and I don't know which way to go.
Janet and Kent are making their way back to the rotunda, and Janet is just like, I don't know where to go either, but I know we need to get out of here, and they are not interested in investigating. They're interested in leaving.
You're just going to abandon Stu? Would God appreciate that, Kent?
Or Got, or whoever.
No, I think Kent worships God. Job is Got.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kent is like, Jules, I don't know what God wants from me right now, but I know that my wife needs. Like, he like makes a running jump and leaps over this the hole, and as he does so, he kind of trips and falls. He's like, what was that? And he like turns around really fast and he looks and he sees like Joe walking the other way, and he's like, you had something to do with this, didn't you?
I did not. No, of course not.
I saw you talking to the shadows, you weirdo. And he's like nursing now like a sore wrist because he fell when he tried to jump. He's like, I saw you talking to shadows, and I know that you hate me, and you did this to me.
I turn to the shadow next to me and I say, he doesn't mean you. Shush.
Hey, Kent, this doesn't seem very godly. I mean, maybe Old Testament, but...
An eye for an eye, Jules, and he like reaches out to try and help Janet across. Are you guys, Job and Clarissa, you're investigating what happened in the bathroom?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to run and turn and follow them. But I mean, I understand if I'm behind because I've been having this conversation.
Okay. Yes. So, well, Janet and Kent are making their way to the exit. Job and Clarissa, go ahead and tell me what you're doing.
Clarissa,
I'm just like...
Are you afraid, Clarissa?
No, I'm not afraid, Job. And I'm just like going and kicking the stall doors open, seeing if there's anyone in there.
You are very strong. Let me come in as well. My God.
Job, that's a women's restroom.
That doesn't make any sense.
My God will protect us.
Okay, Clarissa,
I want to know who the fuck your God is, because you're freaking me.
You will understand in time.
No. And then I go over and
Oh, you cut out.
Oh, you cut out again.
Can I bitch slap him?
Yes.
We're just gonna go ahead and cross off your.
And what?
So
go ahead and cut off my. Sorry. What?
Yeah,
you cut out. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna say that's just your first failure thing is get mean. I think you just crossed that bridge. I think we're just gonna say that was it. So without a roll,
I think Job is aroused.
So I don't need to roll anything.
I mean, you could roll like for the stalls and stuff, but for slapping Job, no, you just
yeah. And then,
Elyse, I have a really quick question.
Mm-hmm.
My first failure thing was get scared. Does that mean that I was just scared then, or like I am continually scared right now?
You can play it how you want.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's fine. So Clarissa, go ahead and roll 2 white and 2 red, and Job roll 1. I don't know. Yeah, I'd say 1 white and 2 red for resolving your kind of little investigation before you got in a fight.
Oh, yes, of course.
Oh boy.
Oof. Oof. Damn.
Okay.
Well, that's a success and a fail. Does that count?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
But I need to know Clarissa's rolls. Because you're all... The slapping was just happening, but we're now for the investigation.
Oh, I'm sorry. So go ahead and... What do I roll again?
2 white, 2 red.
2 white, 2 red.
One more white, I think.
And 1 more red.
And one of each.
Oh, yeah, both.
1 of each.
2 and 2.
1 more of both?
Yeah.
Yep. 2 white, 2 red. Okay.
Sorry, I get confused with the roll.
No, don't worry. Yeah, okay. So, Job, your success. So Clarissa is just charging in and taken stalls, and you come in, no, God will protect us, right? And this actually succeeds. Your plea for intervention from Got actually succeeds in protecting Clarissa from the, as she smashes one of the stall doors open. Stu, the dead body of Stu, falls down, and you manage with your divine intervention to kind of pull her back, and this is what spurs this moment of by which she slaps you, which I think is a good segue into your first failure event.
Can I say that I run in just as Stu's body falls down too? Or
yes. So Stu's body is falling down. Clarissa is slapping Job, and Job, how do you play your?
If I see Jules then come in at this moment, I'm sort of smiling as she slapped me, and then I see Jules run in, and I'm like, "Get out! Get out! Get out!"
Amazing. Okay. All right. And now, as this is kind of all happening, Clarissa and you notice now Stu's body as well, and Jules, you see it too.
You don't talk to me like that, asshole! Oh my fucking god, it's Stu! Scream.
Do we do Biff and?
Can I? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead, you guys.
Can I reach in and grab Clarissa's wrist and try and yank her away from him?
Sure. So roll 2 white, 2 red.
I know you're a strong, independent woman who don't need no help, but
no problem.
Fuck me.
Hey.
I'm failing left and right.
All right. So you reach in to pull Clarissa away from Job, yelling nasty things at you. Stu's dead body, and as you do this, you kind of get slammed in the melee, in the chaos, into the wall and smack your head back, and now the back of your head is you reach up and touch it, and you pull your hand away, and there's some blood, and as this happens, from the stall where Stu fell out, you hear this deep chuckle emanating outward. This really just kind of ghostly.
Can I just say Felicity?
Yes, Felicity. And I run to Felicity, and I say, "It is I, Jobadiah Weaver." Yes, that's right. Job is short for Jobadiah.
But I still successfully pulled Clarissa away, right?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Okay, now hang on. Let's go back to Biff and Theo because we haven't settled what.
Yes.
So
Elyse, that was get hurt on my thing?
Yes, that was get hurt on your thing.
Okay, I want to make sure.
So Biff it would have been walking and pulling Jonah, and I'm assuming Jonah's pulling Mary Beth in this chain of people trying to get down the hall. Do we hear the ruckus? Do Theo and I hear the ruckus up ahead?
Yeah, you do. You hear Job yelling. You hear Clarissa slapping. Jules screaming about Stu. Yes.
Guys, we need to move. Go, come on. He's gonna usher everybody in front of him and then look behind to see that nothing's following us. If everybody goes with.
Yes.
Okay. So what are you trying to accomplish? Doing this? Just curious.
Basically, we need to help them is kind of the thing.
So just getting everyone out and making sure that the rear is protected.
Well, if Biff heard Stu is dead, that's probably going to
override.
Yeah, it's probably going to override a lot of what's going on. So but yeah, he's just trying to get everybody to a central point.
Okay. All right. So you're just kind of herding people along. You can go ahead and. I mean, do you want to play this you're physically ushering them?
I mean, the thing is, Biff is trying to get everybody to the central point. So yeah, he's almost kind of jostling people.
Okay. Go ahead and roll 3 white, and we'll say 2 red because I think you're kind of ignoring at your back.
Absolutely. So yeah, especially because I feel pretty confident with my pipe. So
2 red.
2 6s on the white, and then 2 red.
Okay.
1 failure on the red.
All right. So you successfully get people down the hallway, and as this you don't hear it, you don't see it, but suddenly this cold, clammy hand reaches out, grabs your ankle, and hauls you backwards, and you fall onto your face. And as you do, like, you manage to kind of reach behind you and like smack whatever it is with the pipe. You don't get a good look at it, and it backs off, but your ankle is now sprained and you are hurt. So you have 1 permanent red die to all of your rolls.
I love it.
You and me both, buddy.
Biff is gonna like look up with tears in his eyes and say, "Oh, it hurts worse than ab day."
At this point, Mary Beth
Put a
is like,
Letterman jacket on it.
Mary Beth is just gonna wind up and take a big leap because she does not want to be here anymore, and she's following Kent and Janet, who are out of sight around this corner. And Jonah is kind of unsure how to proceed, so he's just doing what Jules did earlier and standing there like,
So I heard some really deep voice laughter coming from the ceiling of the bathroom where Stu's body dropped from. If we wanted to, like,
yes,
be there or not be there, I think we should kind of make this decision.
Oh, Job is there. Job is...
Yes, and you were trying to talk to...
go ahead.
Yeah. So honestly, Job, I feel like just get all of the dice because this is weird and it has to do with your god and it is aligned with your... Yes. So let's just roll. That would be 4 white and 2 red. See how this goes.
4 white, 2 red.
Okay.
Oh,
All
nice. Look at you and all your success.
So from the the ceiling, so like body like right next to you and like no big deal apparently. You're like, oh, Felicity. And the ceiling is kind of open above you, and you see like her stringy blonde hair that is now grimy and dirty, kind of like coming down from the hole in the ceiling, and you see that same like creepy finger reach around and she peers down at you and makes eye contact. What do you do?
Felicity. It is I, Job. How may I help you?
Felicity.
What can I do?
Kind of.
What can all of us do?
She kind of tilts her head at you, and as she's kind of like peering at you, and you're saying these things, from her you hear,
Job, this is not Felicity. There's nothing you can do.
I don't like that, Elyse.
So she draws into the ceiling and disappears again.
So I was carrying like one of those clear plastic Starbucks cups, you know, with just a little bit of ice and like coffee in it, chewing on the straw the whole time, and I just take it and go, ah!
Clarissa,
And
do not be afraid. Do not be afraid.
Did you try and chuck it after her?
Yeah, I'll try to
Chuck
rush
the whole
after
thing
her.
at her.
I'm blocking her. I'm like bodily in between Clarissa and Job.
So it hits you then, probably.
Well, go ahead and roll. Let's roll 2 white on this and see how it goes.
Who, me? Or
no,
him?
Clarissa.
No, her. I know how things work.
Okay, so your cup cannot make it all beans.
Okay.
Jules, who already has an injury on her head, and this hurts way more than it should. And as like the coffee cup like hits your head, and you've got this like sore spot with like blood on the back of it, you feel this like cold like finger caress the back of your neck, Jules.
There was a freaking demon in the ceiling.
Yeah, let's see if we can all get the fuck out of here.
Or counterpoint. We go further in.
Why is your accent wandering across Europe?
It's the Roman Empire.
I see.
So Job, if you want to keep checking out the women's restroom, how about the rest of us can go and you can have a fun time?
We were just on our
Or-
way to see the classroom. Do you
Or
not want
we
to?
could-
Yeah,
knock
but then
him out.
Stu died.
I say we knock him
Stu
out
is
and take
dead.
him back with.
Well,
Knock out.
You do not have to get violent. I will come with you. It's
Theo,
I
is this
punch
where
him in the
you
face.
actually are?
well, Theo's slightly confused because I'm fairly certain that Biff sprained his ankle, and now Biff is like 10 feet ahead of me, and I don't know how that happened.
Because
He's
Biff
real
got
fucking
real
strong.
scared. Yeah.
Yeah, no, like Biff is army crawling underneath you. Super. No. So yeah, I didn't mean I'm just antsy with my token, but that is basic. That's the direction Biff is going as this is unfolding.
Okay, so like I would have Theo will like reach down to like help him up. So
Okay.
he's not like army crawling underneath me
Okay,
like a
so
weird
maybe
fucker.
we should like take a vote. Did I hear the weird demon voice? I'm sure we all did, or like the three of us
Mhm.
did at least.
Mhm. Yes, the three of you
Yeah.
did.
Okay,
Okay,
so Theo and Biff, Job tried to talk to Weird Ghost Felicity that murdered Stu. By the way, Stu's murdered body there in the toilets.
Why
and-
did you cross the salt line?
Oh, Stu did. I guess I didn't see it happen. I just saw his body fall from the ceiling. Okay, stop yelling at me. This is stressful.
Jesus!
my God.
Theo,
When God
amateurs.
Guys,
Your gut what?
protected me.
Job tried to talk to the weird ghost thing, and it said in a demon voice that it wasn't savable. It was a weird, creepy, non-Felicity demon voice.
I mean, Felicity was known to hit the pipe sometimes. But anyways, so you guys, we need to pull together and get out of here.
Conversation. I'm
Go
sorry
ahead.
to interrupt you, but as this conversation
ahead.
is, Theo, your back is to these offices behind you, and
God damn it, Biff!
you feel something reach around you, and you see like one long clawed hand kind of reaching towards your middle just in time as something grabs at your stomach and tries to haul you backwards. And you can try and resist if you want.
Fuck yeah, I'm gonna resist.
Okay.
Just take it. See where it takes you.
All right. Well, how are you gonna do it?
So like where my icon is at, that's a door?
Yeah. So like behind you is like doors into principals and administrator offices, right?
Okay, so I was assisting Biff. Am I still holding on to him?
Yes.
Or the pipe, even
Yeah, like what of Biff am I holding on to? Like if his ankle was sprained, I feel like I would have.
Yeah, you were kind of under his shoulder supporting
Yeah,
him.
Yeah. All right, so
So
as something grabs me, I'm gonna grab tighter onto Biff.
Okay, good.
Biff is gonna be Theo, oh my God,
Biff,
Okay.
there's something touching me.
And it is hauling. Okay, so Theo, go ahead and roll 1 white because you are not strong, and
No.
so that's not. And Biff, you can roll 3 white, but you're also going to roll. You're going to roll to hold on to her. You're 3 white, but you also have to roll permanent 1 red. 'Cause you're
Okay.
injured.
So
Oof, oof.
Those are red though. You're supposed to roll 3 white.
okay. So do you want me to re-roll everything or keep that 6? It's up to you, DM. I'm gonna roll 3 white though.
Okay. So
Uh,
yeah, let's roll 1 intentional red because those were not
Sure.
intentionally red. Okay. All right. So you kind of like you're holding on to the Theo as she is backward. Theo, you do lose your grip because you failed, right?
Yeah.
But Biff manages to kind of like brace himself, and it hurts like hell, Biff. It is not a good feel as this happens, but you manage to kind of hold on to her, and the thing loses its grip, but you see again Eugene, and this time he kind of like, oh, and Theo, you failed, right?
Yes.
But not red fail.
No,
No,
but
it's a white fail,
important failures for like important events can also cause failure events. So we're going to go ahead and cross off your next one. So from behind you, remember Mary Beth was going this way over here in the rotunda. And so as all this is happening and Jonah is like jumping in to try and help Biff like hold on to you, you hear another scream from the kind of foyer rotunda area. And a second later, Janet and Kent come running back in. And Janet is just sobbing wildly. And Kent is like, oh my God, something got Mary Beth. And that's what's going on.
Oh, so Mary Beth beefed it?
So you haven't seen anything yet, but Mary Beth beefed it.
Listen, friends, we do not need to be afraid of this. We just need to understand it.
Shut up, Job. We need to go. Biff is going to painfully, like, still pulling Theo. Come on, we need to go and try and get. Is there another door to like the cafeteria in this hallway?
The door to the cafeteria is only over. There's one entrance. I mean, there would be one from the stage, right?
That sounds like a fire hazard. It should no.
Yeah, because this is.
It's a school. They don't want kids going everywhere.
There's lots of. No.
So there's an entrance to the stage that goes into the cafeteria.
Where would the nearest exit be through that we remember? That would make sense.
Cafeteria?
Just the nearest exit generally. Like, I know that we tried one of the exits, didn't work.
Yes. So you know that there's an exit here that is an exit here that you did not try. Janet was on her way to it when she got injured. And you had the entrance to the whole school over here. The other exits are in the gym, which you have not been in since your classmates died.
I mean, so Biff's gonna say we need to like find a window to break or something, but we need to go now.
Follow me.
Well, which direction do you want to go? Do you want to go over here? Do we want to try and hop across weird cold hole or go to New Classroomville?
Follow me to the classroom.
I guess Job is running. Should we?
Leave him. He's not important. No.
Maybe Miss Sinclair's classroom is a safe space because she was so great. Maybe, like, her essence lives there and protects us.
The thing that grabbed at Theo is now going to grab at you again, Theo, if you want to try and...
Theo is moving. Theo's moving with Biff.
Yeah,
and
Biff's like
from the women's restroom, you see and hear that again.
Wait, what?
The demonic laughter?
The demonic laughter from the bathroom again. Felicity appears to have started to come back as you all kind of linger in the hallway.
Okay, I am pulling the salt back out of my satchel.
Okay.
And I'm going to toss it over to Jules and say, fix the damn line!
Okay,
as you haul ass towards Job? Are you following Job?
Well, I know Biff is dragging me, so wherever I am with it, I'm Biff.
So do I have to roll the catch and do it, or? Can I?
I mean, we're not that far apart. You're just closer to the door.
So you do successfully grab it, replace the salt line, and as you do so, you hear like that clicking, clattering noise above you again, and do not see Felicity.
Can I yell into the bathroom? Nobody ever liked you, Felicity.
Sure, you do that. Nothing happens. Joe, what are you doing?
Story of my life.
I will go up to the classroom of our dear departed teacher, and I would like to try to open the door.
Okay, yeah. It is not locked. You can go in.
Are we all kind of following behind now, or?
Yeah.
I mean, that was my intention.
Who's the microphone dude over here?
Jonah.
Jonah.
What is he doing?
He
after
is,
Mary Beth screamed.
Yeah, I think he's talking. He's trying to figure out what happened to Mary Beth. So he's Janet and Kent.
Where are Janet and Kent? Are they still in the rotunda?
They're in the rotunda. They have not crossed the hole again. And they are. Jonah is talking to them across. And if you're actually back here, Biff, you would hear the conversation. But if everyone's following Job, then you wouldn't.
So Biff is, I'm assuming, slower than the rest of the group.
With the broken or the twisted ankle.
Oh, can I say then? if I would notice that, could I go help him at least, or like go back to try and like give him a shoulder to lean on
you can.
or something?
Yeah,
You can still stay back to listen, but I mean, like,
yeah.
I'm
Well,
gonna
the thing
offer
is, Biff might be a little bit he's looking at Jonah like, "Come on, we need to go right now." Like, I don't care. And he's like almost not paying attention, but he'll sort of go if you urge him that way.
Gotcha. Well,
Okay.
I want to see if we hear what they're saying.
Yeah, so Kent and Janet are talking to Jonah, and you hear Janet she's like high-pitched, just panic babbling. She's like, I don't know what it was, but something in the cafeteria just grabbed Mary Beth and she was just gone. And when we tried the front door, it was locked. It wasn't locked when we came in. I mean, we came in, but then it was locked when we tried to leave, and now we can't leave, and we're stuck here. Something
So
got Mary Beth.
Jonah, ignore her because they've done nothing but separate us continually. We're also trying to escape and trying to all stay alive. Mary Beth's fucking dead. It just is what it is. If you don't want to end up the same as her, please come with us.
Okay. Jonah is kind of like torn at this point. Why don't you go ahead and roll? So what are you? This is going to be one white and 3 red because you have your permanent
Funsies.
injury, and this is aligned with your thingy.
Aligns with my thingy.
Your
Your
thingy.
thingy.
So 1 white.
1 white. Hey,
Yes.
that's good. 3 red.
Okay.
Okay. That's very
Nicely done.
good. Okay, so Jonah just kind of apologizes, like, Kent.
Jules totally saw Biff's look, and she wasn't
Yeah.
about to leave, Jonah behind. So
Okay, and so you managed to get Jonah to come with you, leaving the behind in
peace
the
out, God twins.
entryway. Okay, Joe, what you doing? The rest of you can be making your way to the classroom and kind of tells us what his first action is going to be.
I'll go to
Yeah,
the
that's
corner
fine.
where the shadows are heaviest.
Uh-huh.
I'm with you, Biff. You're leaning on me.
I will
Yes.
whisper to them. The others are coming. It's gonna be fine. Just be kind to them. It'll be nice.
I kind of want to keep my eye on Job. So
Okay, so Clarissa
I'm
would
not
be
like
right
right
behind.
up by him, but I'm like listening
Especially-
distance.
Especially Clarissa. She's really nice. You'll like her.
So Clarissa, you keep your eye on him.
Oh, you cut out.
What? Hello?
Sorry, I'm here.
You're good.
Okay, so Clarissa, you do hear some of what Job is saying. You hear that, especially Clarissa, you'll like her as you kind of come into the classroom, but you're just kind of hit with this wave of nostalgia as you enter the classroom and see for the first time again this place that had once been a fairly good memory for most of you from high school, which is Mrs. Sinclair's room. And Job is kind of talking in the corners, and actually compared to the rest of what you've encountered, this room is not as tossed. It is not as badly kind of vandalized as the rest of the school. Some of the desks are fully intact. Mrs. Sinclair's desk is fully exactly as you remember it, except that there are 2 items on it that you don't remember ever having seen before. One of them is a large metal box that seems to be made of the same heavy metal material as the chains on the door to the gym, and the other is a large picture frame. You can't make out from where you are what's in the picture.
Jesus.
Right.
Are we all coming up along
yeah.
with them? Or?
Yeah,
I'm headed up, yeah. I
Oh,
guess we're
Clarissa, I did not see you there. Hello. Funny, the room looks about the same, doesn't it?
How would I remember this? That was like 50 years ago, but whatever.
Funny.
Okay, are you all in the room now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm at least behind Clarissa.
Okay.
I'm gonna hang by the door and wait for everyone to come in, and then once everyone has crossed, I'm gonna put salt across the doorway.
Okay.
I still have the salt. You want me to? I'll hand it
Oh
back to you.
fuck yeah, give it back.
That's nice.
Hey,
Theo.
Jules, give me that salt.
Here you go.
And then I'm going to put it on the door.
Okay. Easy enough. So you go ahead and do that. Okay. And what do you guys want to do in Mrs. Sinclair's room?
Can I go look at the picture?
Mm-hmm.
And see what it's a picture of?
Yes. Okay. So
Okay,
you
the music just started up again, and I don't like it.
so you walk over and you pick up the picture and you look at it and you have never seen this picture before, but it's a really old picture.
Are we in The Shining?
No,
Sorry.
It's one that seems to be of Edward Sletsworth, the founder of Edward, Indiana, who you do recognize from this picture because he is a well-known figure in the area. He's very
he's pretty
wealthy.
slutty.
He's pretty slutty. And you see around him what appears to be his family. And you would absolutely know that Clarissa is related to this person.
Oh, so can I call Clarissa over and be like, "Hey, is this your dad?
Great grandfather?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clarissa.
You going over, Clarissa?
Clarissa?
Sorry, not pressing the right button again.
That's okay. You going over to look at the picture?
It's your great grandpappy.
Yes, I do. I go over.
Okay,
Weird
so
about the picture.
well, so you don't know this, but Clarissa does. She takes a look at the picture, and Clarissa, you have seen. It is a photo that your has many a time kind of looked over and told stories about the great Edward Sletsworth and how he founded the town and all these stories that your family is familiar with. But there is a difference in this photo. Whereas before, the photo that you have at home has apparently been trimmed and cut, there is extra space in this one. And you see a new face that you haven't seen in this photo before. And as you kind of like look and study it, do you want to see if you can figure it out? You want to roll it?
Yeah, I'll try to figure out what's...
Okay, why don't you roll 1 white, and I'm going to say 2 red, and I'll tell you why yet.
Hey.
Okay, and now 2 red. Oof. Okay.
Oh, success and fail.
Which is like the weirdest failure event for possible. Okay. Okay, so Clarissa, as you're kind of you piece it together and you see, that person in the part of the photo that was cut out before, that looks like Mrs. Sinclair if she was like really young. And you start looking closer again and you look between Edward and Emily and back to Edward and back to Emily and you think, that's they might be siblings. They look enough alike in this photo that Mrs. Sinclair and Edward, your great grandfather, are siblings.
Ew.
What is it? What do you see?
What?
I just explained to everyone, just kind of like, ew, this is gross. This is like incest or something. I don't know.
No, it's not. It's a family photo from when they were younger. No indication that they're like something. It's just like them and some others.
I just thought she was disgusted because she might be related to a teacher.
It's more like, ew, this can't be right. There must be like wrong, like incest. I use the word incest.
Okay. just throwing it into
no understanding of what it is.
Okay. Okay.
Biff is also going to be checking out the box as he leans against the desk, trying to brace his leg.
Okay.
Be careful with that, Biff. Be careful with it.
What is it?
So you're trying to figure out what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, roll 1 white and 3 red, because I'm not scared of this box at all.
I am not the brightest knife in the spoon either. So
Okay, wait. You're rolling backwards again.
so
you're supposed to roll.
let's do 3
Yep.
red.
Yes,
Oh,
go
do you
for
roll
that.
the white first or the?
So let's do red.
Ooh.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Okay, so
Oh, okay.
that's
And
your
then a
3
white.
red and then white. Okay, so
Oofa
this
doofa.
you figure out surprisingly quickly for Biff, who is not the sharpest tool in the shed. But I can actually show you what you're looking at.
What?
Ooh.
Okay, so you
That's a
see this is the front of the box, and it looks to be a lockbox of some sort. And as you kind of touch it and feel it, that same cold feeling that you felt grab your ankle earlier, and that like twice now, kind of courses through your body as you touch it. But immediately you recognize like this is a lockbox, and this shape that you're looking at seems, if you were to fill in the shape, would make a pentagram. You see it?
Ooh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. from, like, one corner, yeah.
Guys, this is the demon lockbox. Don't touch it though. It makes you feel like you put on some like satanically possessed Bengay.
All right.
But like, what?
Oh, sorry.
What if there's something important in there?
I mean,
Miss
careful.
Sinclair's room has been like pretty untouched, and it seems like it's kind of ghost free. Maybe
Right.
she was like a force for good.
So
Maybe it's cold because the demons have been trying to get in and they can't.
maybe Theo's gonna reach over and look at like the chalkboard area and grab a piece of chalk and then like head towards the box.
Okay. So you want to
yes.
see you're gonna draw
Yes.
with chalk the pentagram. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Okay, so you're gonna roll 4 white and 2 red for this.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay, and now 2 red.
2 red.
So that's a success.
Okay.
Yay!
ooh, wow.
So
Nice.
you draw the pentagram, and as you do so, it kind of, there's like this shimmer that happens as you draw it, but it doesn't click open, and you get the sense that you did the right thing, but you used the wrong material.
Right. Hey, Job.
Yes.
You don't by chance, like, I don't know, travel with a vial of blood, do you?
I don't. Well, I sort of do. Watch. And I bite my thumb really hard.
I'm bleeding on the back of my head. I could have just helped
And then
that.
I'll walk over and I'll try to draw the pentagram in the blood.
Okay,
Is
so
God cool with pentagrams, Job? Dot?
I'm curious if you're doing anything as you draw it. Is there any?
I am just muttering a small prayer.
Okay.
To
nothing
God.
bad. Yes, nothing bad will happen. I'm sure of it.
Okay, you're gonna roll 4 white, 2 red.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, no.
So your one success. Again, you get that shimmer, and you hear a whisper, and it's not the creepy demon whisper you heard before. It's the whisper of your equally creepy but familiar got, and it says, "It needs to be family blood, Job."
I will look over to Clarissa. Mein Fräulein, please come closer.
Are you a German exchange student?
I sat behind you in this very class. No, I just studied for a very long time in the East.
Dude, it hasn't been that long.
Right? Like 2 freaking years.
Yeah.
Seems like far long.
Okay, I'm just gonna play along with it. Yes. Or
Please come.
yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that one of the Slutworth family the blood making the pentagram. This would work. Are you cut? Are you injured in any way?
I don't think so.
Nope.
I'll grab your hand. Do you mind? And I'll be aiming for your thumb.
Yeah, as long as you're not trying to do that bullshit where you do my palm and then I can't move my hand for a week. That's
Wait, what?
No.
What is going on?
Cut their palms in movies, and then it's like that's the worst possible place you could have cut your palm for that amount of blood.
Oh, okay. I was like, are we getting a window into like? I'm not gonna finish that.
Probably, I'm gonna try to bite your thumb the way I bit mine. Is what you think? I would guess.
Ah,
You're gonna bite it?
Yeah.
Okay. Definitely roll.
Dude, I have a pocket knife, you
Oh,
weirdo.
weird.
use her pocket.
I want to see what happens if you.
You could try to stop me.
I mean, I will.
Okay, so
I'm gonna
Jules, you're
definitely
gonna
try
step
and
in and pull Joe back.
Yeah.
I'll follow Jules' lead too, and kind of be like, "Whoa, dude, that's not cool."
Okay, so everyone's pulling Joe back.
Except for Theo, who's just watching with amusement.
Okay. Okay, let's get some rolls here. All right, so Theo, you're watching with it. I think it plays into your risk factor. So I just want those 2 red dice.
Of course you do.
Of course I do. Biff and Jules roll for strong and for Jules overprotective, so you're 2 red. Job,
So
are you like fighting
I
this
get
to
3
try and
red,
get? Yeah, 3.
I get 1 white and 3 red.
No, you get 2 white because you're strong.
Oh,
And-
do I get? Okay.
Okay, so what?
Oh
sorry.
yes, no, I understand. Ignore me.
Okay, Job, are you doing anything? Is this all happening?
Yeah. I mean, it only makes sense. I'll fight it. Yeah.
Okay, so you're
I succeeded and failed.
Okay.
I get to watch.
Yeah, watch. Okay.
I failed and succeeded, so on the
Okay.
Well,
white.
you just succeeded because that was your white.
Job, I'll give you weird because you were definitely acting in a weird way. So you get 2 white, and man, you just have to roll red on this because it's so fucking weird, right? Like trying to
2
bite
red
her.
or-
1. We'll say 1 because I'm just throwing it at you. 'Cause bullshit.
I rolled pretty good then.
Okay. Did you roll your white or your red?
I did. Yeah. Do you not see it?
No,
I don't.
I
no.
see
see
2
2
white.
white. Oh, there we go.
Where's your red?
Oh,
Oh,
there we go.
okay. Well,
Aw.
Ooh.
okay.
So yeah, I had a success and a fail.
Okay, so Biff and Jules, you do successfully pull Job off of Clarissa, but not before Job manages to bite her thumb. And her thumb is now bleeding. Job, in the struggle as the bite happens, like Clarissa or Jules and Biff are kind of mad about this and like jostle you up, and you get slammed back in and into the desk, and like as you slam into it, you I don't know, what should we say happens to get hurt? Yeah, as you slam into it, you kind of yeah, go ahead.
I just topple over and it completely knocks the wind out of me. I'm like,
Okay.
And then I just scream, "You broke my freaking nail, you dillweed!"
So good. Okay. So Jules, we're gonna have to resolve your failure event soon, but
Yeah.
we'll wait for that one because that one's a big one.
I was gonna
So
say,
just
yeah.
hold on to it. Who else got a red one? Anyone? Joe.
Biff did.
And you
I
got
did,
hurt.
Yeah, I got
Biff
hurt.
got a white one, so he's okay.
Oh, okay, as long as it's not red. Okay.
Yep. Okay. So Clarissa, you now have a bleeding thumb.
Dude,
Which-
Ugh.
Which, yeah.
I'm gonna look at Clarissa and be like, "Go ahead, do it. Draw the pentagram with your thumb in the circle there. Just draw a star in the circle."
Are we sure we want to do this?
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
yes.
We don't
Okay,
have a whole lot of
guys.
options. And Miss Sinclair wasn't a bad guy.
she
Okay,
probably
guys, but I'm
was.
just saying that this is like the beginning of every horror movie.
Dude, this is like the
Just
middle of
saying.
every horror
4
movie. We've
people
already got a couple
died.
dead people.
Just do
And
it.
then I just start drawing it.
Okay. So you draw the pentagram with your.
Can she just accidentally draw a Star of David or something? Like she just doesn't know which star to draw.
She's looking at it upside down.
Right?
Okay.
Corrections
Yeah. So
have
you
to be
move.
made.
Everyone's like, no, from here. Okay, from no, over. Okay, and as you do so, you hear a click, and the whole face of the box starts to move forward. And I think we should take a break here. So let me ping, because
I'm here.
You know. Okay, so yes, we'll take a quick break, and then we'll be right back, I guess.
Very good. We'll be back in just a
Okay.
moment, everybody.
How long is a quick break? Sorry.
Let's be
5.
back. Yeah, 5 minutes.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
See
Yeah, if it's
you guys
over a
soon.
little bit, it's no big deal.
Yeah, it's fine. Yep. Okay.
And we're back.
Okay. Thanks. All right.
Smooth.
So let's. So the box. Yes, the front of the box, the whole front of the box kind of clicked open as the pentagram finished getting drawn in Clarissa's blood, and
What's
has
in the
now
box? Sorry.
slid open. And keep in mind, this box is fairly large. I mean, this was probably maybe like 2 feet square or cubed, I suppose. And so as you kind of pull it open, it slides open like a drawer, and inside, kind of looking down from the top, all of you clustered around looking down from the top, you see a pile of documents, just a whole bunch of them in file folders, in envelopes, stacked up loose, and that is what is in the box. So I'm going to move you back to the bird's eye view, because there's not a stack.
Can I peek in the box and investigate the documents? Like,
yeah, I mean, you can
look through them?
Yeah, pull stuff out and start, looking around.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jules, yeah, you pull the documents out of the box and start passing them around, and everyone starts kind of rummaging through, I presume, unless anyone wants to do something.
Oh, I wanted to do a specific investigation.
No. Yeah.
Is there? Well, I mean, are you looking for something? What are you looking for?
Anything that might clue us in to stuff that's happening with ghosts, or something weird with the school, or
yeah, I mean, that's like every document in here. You are, if that's what your radar is set to ping on, it is pinging on everything. Yeah. So so there's enough stuff that unless you're saying something specific.
What about ways to destroy it or stop it?
Okay, so you start hunting for that, and go ahead and roll 3 white and 1 red, because you are permanently injured.
As that's happening,
Yay.
I say to Clarissa,
Yay! Sorry.
Clarissa, your blood is fantastic.
No.
Yeah, I have no response to that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna slide in between the two of them.
Okay.
Can I roll up my document and just hit him on the nose like a puppy?
Yeah.
Just say no.
Bad joke.
Oh.
Okay. So you come across a few things, Jules, as you are hunting through this. So everything seems to be related to whatever is going on, right? The first thing you come across is a folder that is police reports from the time around the deaths of your classmates. So when your classmates died, these are actually the investigation reports that came out of the police kind of trying to figure out what happened. And as you kind of thumb through those, you come across a few kind of interesting bits from this. The first being that the police found in the gym copious amounts of blood from all 5 DNA testing, 4 from all 4 victims, but no bodies. Enough blood in the gym that they declared all 4 of them dead, because there was no way they could lose that much blood without dying, but no bodies. Then they also discovered that the investigators, every time they would go in, overnight, the doors would get locked. They would put guards on the doors. And every few days, they would go back in, go back over the crime scene, see what they could find. And the first time this happened, a couple days in, they discovered that things had been moved in the gym that no one had gone into or out of in the meantime. The guards who were left at the doors did not report any.
You're freaking me out, Elyse.
Any fighting, any disturbances. And then this happened several more times. They kept going back to check, and it kept happening. The scene, and then and investigators would get hurt in weird ways. They would just be in the room, and something would fall and cut them, or a pipe would suddenly come loose and swing down from the ceiling. Until all of this happening, they put in video surveillance, and the video surveillance kept failing. And eventually they just declared it a cold case and locked the whole gym down and said, no one's going in or out. And that was the last time, as far as anyone has been in or out of that gym.
But they still let us go to school till the end of the year?
Yeah.
Remind me again what the
that's fucked up.
The painted thing said at the beginning with the mural about bodies.
Yeah, don't lose sight of the bodies.
So this seems weird that it says don't lose sight of the bodies and they never found any bodies?
Mm-hmm.
Are we supposed to, like, do you think if we find the bodies and dispose of them that this shit would stop? Do we care enough?
I think Stu
any and all
Mary
bodies.
Beth. I think Stu and Mary Beth already found the bodies, and that didn't go well for them. We still need to be trying to get out of here.
Oh, when it said don't lose sight of the bodies, does that mean that those people that died, they're now going to fight against us? Like Stu is going to come back and creepy crawl?
You ever seen that?
He was an asshole in life. I don't want to deal with him in death.
Where the shadows got them? It's like that.
Oh, the Doctor Who?
Yeah, like with the shadows.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
I'm gonna punch Job in the arm. Shut up, Job.
Job, has just recently been injured, and you are adding salt to that wound. Okay, so you set the investigation reports aside and thumb through the next set of documents and these are in a manila file folder, and you open it up and you see in Mrs. Sinclair's familiar hand notes, and it's just pages and pages of notes, and it's all about demonic possession. It's about her noticing one day that Felicity, who had died, she was working late one night and everybody else was gone, and she thought she saw Felicity, and this is from years ago now, and you kind of start going through these notes, and you're finding notes about seances and how to hold them. You're finding ideas around exorcisms and materials that work. And as you get further and further in, the notes start going back before the deaths of your classmates. Many, many years, right? They're dated. So that skips a lot of years, right? So it's like 2008, and then suddenly you're back in 1970 something. And the notes are still in Mrs. Sinclair's hand, but these are, this paper is very old, and the acid from the pens and all these things, right? So these are much harder to read. And what you manage to kind of make out is a similar line of inquiry, actually, about demons and entry points from hell to the earth. And that's about all you can really make out of those older notes. You put those aside, and underneath that is a series of envelopes between Emily Sinclair and Edward Slutworth, and you and the others start kind of quickly reading through these, and you find that several of these are returned from Emily trying to send them to Edward, and Edward not receiving them, right? The post office brought them back to Emily, and several of them are in Edward's hand, and they are fights, they are bickering, they are accusations from Emily to Edward about deals with demons and finding oil and how did that happen. And then finally the last letter is notice from Edward on the day that their father died, that he as head of the family had officially cut her out of all things Slutworth, and she would no longer be recognized as a Slutworth. At this point she was married to Mr. Sinclair.
You're no longer a Slutworth.
No more Slutworth for you. So Emily Sinclair has been cut out of the family fortune, out of the will, and she is now no longer recognized. And in fact, nobody in the town, not even Clarissa, who is a descendant of Edward Slutworth, knew that Emily Sinclair at this point was a Slutworth. As far as we know.
How the fuck old was Mrs. Sinclair?
I mean, she's been at the school for 60 years, so...
Wow.
So Clarissa, did you know that your great-great-grandfather was apparently super interested in demons? Do you have any of those same
So
interests?
what are we thinking? Like a crossroads deal?
I have no idea. I don't even
are
believe in any of this stuff. So
Are you interested? Are you interested in things like this, the occult?
Are you
people?
Job, no, Job. Just shush.
But no, I know nothing. I have no idea why my weird uncle and everyone. That's just
Shoot. You have a weird uncle too? In addition to your great-grandfather?
The Slutworths are a strange family.
He's somehow both her grandfather and her uncle.
Dun, dun, dun. It was incest.
Yeah.
It was incest.
Okay.
See?
Do we
Job,
see
your
anything- oh, sorry.
eye is especially caught by the notes on seances.
I was going to say, do we see anything in particular that's like a
Right.
hint at... Job, you ever done a seance before?
Yeah, does like anything jump out at Theo as well?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, so
I will try my
you are
best.
both kind of drawn to this these notes on seances. It seems like Mrs. Sinclair's interest in seances was with talking to like maybe, I mean, you see the word witch in there, you see like demon hunter thrown in there. She seems to have been interested in finding ways to commune with those who hunt this type of creature.
Perhaps she knows then how to hunt these creatures. We should contact her through the seance. Yes, let's perform the seance right now.
Yeah, Job, I'm gonna stick a pin in that for a second.
Like a
And
pin in a doll that you would use for a seance?
No, like as in like we're gonna hold off on that for like the moment.
Oh.
And I wanna look at this paper here, okay? And at that I just kind of grab one of the papers.
Okay.
I start the seance anyway.
Okay.
And like as I'm reading a paper, I'm gonna reach into my satchel that just seems to hold all sorts of goodies, and I'm gonna grab a chain and kind of like wrap it in my hand.
Okay. So you're like preparing in case something goes weird with the seance.
Yes.
Okay.
Man, y'all came prepared.
So
My pocket knife
Job,
is still out too.
Are you do you want to describe how you are setting up your seance?
I've taken chalk and I have intricately done a few of the designs that I see in the notes on the ground, and I make sure that all of them are in shadows. And I am talking to my shadows, but most of it's just repeating "Es tut mir leid, es tut mir leid, es tut mir leid, es tut mir leid."
Did you just pick the only German phrase that
Die Grenze meiner Sprache bedeuten die Grenze meiner Welt.
Okay. Go ahead and roll 4 white, 3 red. Okay. All right. So Job, as you do this, you feel that familiar, creepy, but good from your perspective, creepy presence of this thing that you worship kind of coursing through you as you complete
God,
like the
yes.
last you're
God.
God. As you complete the last of the chalk lines and mutter your incantations, focusing on who do you want to summon?
Miss Sinclair. She was always very kind to me. She was the one that suggested I go east.
Okay, and as you finish the last
she meant
line,
Weast.
thinking about
Sorry.
She meant Diane Weist.
as you think about Mrs. Sinclair and you finish this last line and you feel your God kind of channeling this power through you. Yes, in the center of the circle, this kind of flickering pale image of Mrs. Emily Sinclair appears, and as she kind of takes form and appears before you, you hear,
Job, is that you?
Miss Sinclair, yes?
Job, have you brought everyone? Are they all here?
I have brought all, as many as I could, yes. All the remaining.
Good, Job. Have you figured out where they are yet?
The bodies? No, I have not.
You have to find the bodies, Job.
Yes, of course we will. We will. I promise. Could you give us any sort of clues or hints or how to hunt?
Have you been to the office yet? I left my things in the office. That's where I was too old to make the way all the way to this hallway anymore. So I set up shop at the front of the school in the office. That's where you have to go, Job.
Oh, of course. Yes, Miss Sinclair. Yes. One more question. How am I doing, Miss Clarissa?
No.
Dude!
Focus, Job.
Yes, of course. Yes.
Job, you will need 3 things to open the lock. You will need acid. You will need dead leaves. And you will need coffee grounds.
Okay. Yes. Acid, dead leaves, coffee grounds. Yes. Yes.
The lock to what?
The lock.
What?
What?
Sorry, Miss Sinclair, you were cutting out. What did you say?
The lock to the office, the study, where I left the things you'll need.
But wouldn't you keep coffee in the office? How we? Sorry, Miss
Wait,
Sinclair.
is no one remembering that's where I was grabbed?
It is, but we don't have ghost powers to just slam open doors.
You will make a paste with the acid and the leaves and the coffee, and you will smear it on the door. And that is where you will find what you need to stop it before the servants finish. They're coming.
Yes. We must be quick about it. Miss Sinclair, thank you so much. You are wise as ever.
They're coming. And she disappears.
So wait, so coffee grounds and leaves?
And acid.
So, Job, were you planning something with Miss Sinclair before she died?
I believe the acid would be in the janitor's closet.
Yeah, that's a passive-aggressive pass at your question there, Jules.
Wow.
And Biff is going to start to lean against Job's ribs that he has smashed. So you better start explaining, buddy.
There's not much time. Please.
We have to get this stuff so that.
So walk and talk. You first, hot stuff.
Kill us.
Can I search? Are there any coffee grounds in this room? Like, did Sinclair really like fucking coffee?
There are no coffee grounds, coffee makers, anything of the sort in here.
We should probably head to the kitchens or
Well,
something.
the janitor's closet is right outside this room. We should be able to find acid.
Yes, please.
Elyse, when does my failure thingy kick in?
Yes. Okay. So, as you leave the room, I'm assuming they're leaving the room.
Sure.
To find the stuff. Okay. So as you leave the room, Jules, you kind of look into where that door was slamming. Remember, across the hall from Mrs. Sinclair's room? You kind of peek in and you see up in the corner on the ceiling a kind of like nest area almost made from like things that have been collected from around, and included in that kind of nest area now you see the shirt that that Stu was wearing when you came in, and you see Mary Beth's scarf that she had like wrapped around her neck in there now, and you see one of Kent's shoes dangling from this now.
Hey, y'all, so Kent's dead.
Wait, what about
pretty
Janet?
much confirmed that. Don't know about Janet
what?
yet.
Wait, hold on.
Wait, how do you know he's dead?
So I'm looking
Kent's
up
dead?
and I'm seeing this weird kind of ghost nest over here, and it's full
like
of our...
Ghost nest!
Yeah, so kind of maybe as if like the ghosts were magpies and they were just stealing shiny things, putting them up here.
Okay, ghosts don't build nests.
As you're
These ones
arguing
do.
about this, the nest starts to kind of shake a little bit, and you see a hand start to peer out, clawing its way out of the nest.
Hey,
and
so
you
there's
see
weird ghost
Felicity's
things in
face.
here. Maybe we should just how
That's
about we salt the doorway? Salt the
That's a
doorway?
ghoul. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. As she's like, salt the doorway, I start sprinkling the salt. But as I'm sprinkling the salt, I'm saying that's not a ghost. That's a ghoul. That's a ghoul.
Cool.
Okay.
What's the difference?
A huge difference. And I just shake my head even more.
Well, ghosts are obviously incorporeal entities, whereas ghouls are of body and totally eat human flesh. How did I know that?
Just look at Biff. Like,
What?
for you.
What?
Interesting. Very interesting.
Biff is gonna like shake his head and be like, "Oh, I think I'm more hurt than I thought." Were we going to the janitor's closet?
Yes, you go
Yes.
to the janitor's closet. Joe,
Let's
look
stick
in the room
together.
real quick. Did we see
Okay.
any coffee grounds in the room?
You do not see any coffee grounds in the room.
Okay.
No.
Then I'll rush down the hallway, running down the hallway.
Joe,
toward the
we need to
fine
stick
arts.
together.
Joe!
We need to get the pieces quickly.
But you're gonna die if you're separate.
And if I can, I'll dive inside the fine arts wing.
I'll
Okay.
I'll go too with you.
Yes,
to
Clarissa,
go
come.
split up and find this stuff.
Biff, you're looking in the janitor's closet for acid, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna try and stay with Biff.
And Job and
Yes.
Clarissa are looking in the fine arts wing for.
For dead leaves, like the
Like
kind
for
that you put
collages.
in. Yeah, for collages and like art.
Okay, well, things are pretty well tossed in here, but what you do find is the window had been busted open and then boarded over, and in the interim between the busting and the boarding, debris had flown in during a storm, let's say, and so there's some sticks and leaves and things like that. So you do collect dead leaves from the fine arts wing, and Biff and Jules collect acid from the janitor's closet.
Hey.
And the at the salt line now, like you see Felicity in the room, and she is behind the salt line, and she's just kind of standing there staring at it with this like grin kind of moving over her face, and then she looks straight up at Theo, and just makes eye contact with Theo and just smiles at her.
Theo is going to smile back.
Okay.
But like a holy shit, what the fuck have I done kind of smile.
Uh-huh.
And then just stand there.
Okay. Are you trying to do anything with Felicity, or just like just staring her down?
No, it's more of like I'm, like you're observing something in the wildlife kind of stare.
Okay.
You don't really want to like fully interact, but you don't want to, you don't want to run away because you're too curious.
Okay. I want you to go ahead and roll.
Of course you do.
Roll 3 white and 2 red for me.
Okay. All right, we're gonna start with white.
You got this.
And no red.
Okay. Okay. So, as you're kind of staring at this creature in the room, you see you're watching her watch you, and you notice that she is tracking that people around you are like collecting materials for things. And then she disappears up into the corner where the nest is, and you see the nest kind of shake a little bit as she moves into it, and then it's still, as if she has either gone still or she has disappeared behind the nest.
Oh, yuck.
Okay, so I'm gonna relay to everyone else that Felicity was there, and that I think that the nest is not so much a nest as it's also kind of like a teleportation, kind of like she can transport from one spot to another.
Or it could be connected with tunnels.
Yeah, like she's teleporting of some sort. Like I just know that she was there and now she's not.
Yes, she could be in the ceilings, crawling, scraping.
but she seemed very, very curious at what everybody else was doing.
So
There's not much time.
yep, where can we get coffee grounds?
I'm gonna say the office where motherfucker tried to grab me.
Into the office. We need coffee grounds to get into the offices, right?
No, because
Or-
that's where he grabbed me.
It's a specific office that we're trying to go to.
Right, I think it's like an office in an office.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
so
let's go
you
check
can-
out the fucking break room.
But what? Hello?
Yeah. Hello. Okay,
Hello?
so you get to this doorway where Theo had been grabbed earlier by
Yes.
presumably Eugene, who was seen in the offices earlier. And this door is open, so you can go in if you want.
Wait, real quick.
Yeah.
I want to kind of like look over that hole into the rotunda. Do we see Janet?
You don't. So her token was there, but she is not there. She has disappeared.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm guessing Janet's probably boned.
Okay, so are you going into the office?
Yeah, I'm gonna let Job go first because he's all gung ho.
Yes. If you think coffee in the office, yes, I'll go in there.
Okay,
I'm gonna
so
be right with Job.
all right. So the two of
And
you
I'll be
go.
like third.
Good. Okay. Biff and Clarissa, are you with the rest?
Biff's probably dragging behind because his ankle
Injury.
is.
Oh, I was
injured.
helping Biff, wasn't I?
That's
Sorry,
right.
Biff.
My
I
little
mean,
butt guy can help.
He would have like been like, go for it, help them, Jules. I'm fine.
Jonah, help Biff. Don't be a dick.
Right? Come on.
Okay, so Job, as you go into the office, you kind of look around, and you've been in the office like everyone. You know, you weren't necessarily in trouble all the time. I don't know, you can tell me, but you've been in there enough, and you know, like there's a break room kind of in the back, and you can kind of see in because again, everything's been kind of vandalized and busted, and you do see like among all of the things that you're kind of seeing, there's paperwork that's been kind of scattered and rotting now on the floor. There's pens and all that kind of just general office stuff that's just kind of debris now and scattered. And there's a cabinet above an old coffee maker, which as you throw it open, there is still one tin of like Folgers shitty ass coffee up there.
That's it.
That's the brand.
That's it. Oh,
Yeah.
I go to grab it.
Okay, so you grab it and
Are we getting
I
sound
look
effects
around.
now?
Which office do we think it is?
so
Well,
yeah,
let's
you
see
kind
which
of-
ones are locked.
yeah, you case the room. It's similar to how Mrs. Sinclair's classroom was the only thing that seemed to not be touched comparatively. There is one room that the door is locked, it's intact, the wood is not rotting, compared to all the other ones, which are like the rest of the school, kind of more tossed.
I'd say we try that one.
Yep.
Yeah, let's. I will apply the coffee grounds.
Let's get everybody in the room together. Or into the
Time.
offices together.
Do it.
Everybody come in.
Okay.
Yeah, Biff would sort of be like heading up the back.
Yeah, I'm gonna
trying-
be like standing outside the door, kind of like, or like at the door, kind of ushering people in. Like,
Okay.
come on.
Okay. So, Job, let's roll 2 white and 3 red.
Ah, I am amazing.
Did you roll a 3rd red? Because I only saw 2.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
because
did,
you're
but
injured, so you
I
gotta.
don't know why it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't. Okay, all right. So you successfully kind of make this paste out of the 3 ingredients that you were told to make, smear it across the door, and as you do so, you kind of that same shimmering that happened on the metal case shimmers across the door, and the lock click, and it swings open, and you are now in Mrs. Sinclair's kind of secondary study where she had been more recently keeping her things there. Okay.
All right, everybody in. Run.
I turned
I'm
on my
telling
shadow.
everybody to run in the room.
Okay.
It worked.
Which room is
Okay.
it? Or like where should, doesn't matter.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah, you're just kind of
All
like in
right,
this
people,
general
run in.
area.
Move.
Yeah.
Can we run in and lock or close the door behind us?
Yeah, you can close the door behind you. So you all kind of gather in there and close the door. Okay, so yeah, go ahead.
I feel like we should salt the door.
Yeah, go for it. So you place the salt across the door.
Yeah.
And so this office is, it's like there's a series of offices, and you have entered one of them. So you salted the door, which goes out into a hallway in which other offices kind of also have doorways. Does that make sense? And in that hallway, as you kind of salt the door and close it, you hear a smack into the door. And there's no window, so you can't see what happened. But you hear, it's not the same laugh that you heard before, but you hear another like kind of chuckle and just like a slow kind of click, click, click tap, like a fingernail on the door on the other side of it. But you are safe inside the office right now.
Haha, fuck
like
you.
That.
And in the office, you find some things. Let me get my notes up. Sorry. Where'd you go, offices? Okay, so you find a series of stuff. You find iron chains, like heavy iron chains, similar to the ones on the gym door, but a little lighter. And some of them have kind of like attachments on them that you could like swing and hit something with and do a lot of damage on.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick up one of those.
Okay.
Right, same,
Yep.
hard same.
Okay.
Biff, you should also pick up one.
Biff is gonna just fall on his ass trying to swing in those with a rough ankle.
Yeah, like Biff is like.
Are there
what else is in there?
Are there
by
enough
the way?
of the? Are there enough of the like chain things for everyone to have one, or are there other items?
Yeah, there are a few other things. There's the keys that there's a ring of keys, and the one of the keys is kind of bigger and heavier in a way that connects in your minds to the gym doors that have the lock on them, the heavy iron lock. You find a shotgun with 4 rounds in it. And you find bags and bags of road salt, like salt that you would throw on the road to like de-ice roads. So lots of salt.
I would take the keys. Yes.
Okay.
And
The shotgun should go to Biff.
Yeah, Biff is gonna take the
Theo,
shotgun.
You are very salty.
I'm very salty. I'll take some salt. Thank you.
Can I just like take handfuls of salt and put them in my pockets?
Yeah, same with Biff.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm an all-American girl, and my daddy used to take me to the shooting ranges, so I feel like I'm really good with a shotgun, and I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, sure, Clarissa. Here you go. I don't know if it's loaded or anything.
Be like supernatural and load it with salt.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, like in Kill Bill. Yeah.
Well, I feel like what would happen is Biff is gonna hand the shotgun to Clarissa, and she's gonna cock it and then like pop it back to see like what kind of ammo is in it, and they'll be like, "Yeah, I got this."
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, Theo, as you're kind of looking over everything and getting ready, and you hearing the tap on the door from whatever is waiting for you on the other side, you see what is like a Post-it note taped to the back of the door.
Okay.
And so it
I
says
get over to it.
Yeah, it says "Blood of a Pious Person."
Yo, Job.
Yes.
I feel like this is your calling, man.
What do we do with that blood?
I don't know.
We just like smear it on the door.
Okay.
It's
I buy
worth
my
a
other
shot.
phone and start to smear it on the door.
Okay.
Why wouldn't you do the same wound?
I was. Do you know of like? Look, I mean, you've obviously have done some work with our teacher here. Did she teach you any kind of a sigil?
She taught me this one. Let me draw it. It's like this.
I fucking knew it. As soon as you said it, I fucking knew it.
Oh my god!
I will tell you, children still draw those. It is still a thing.
So for our podcast, it's that like crystal S thing.
Yeah, that's still
Every child draws.
I love
every child still draws it.
You draw
100%.
that in your blood on the back of the door.
Yes.
Yes.
Nothing happens.
God damn it! I thought you knew shit.
Job, I thought we weren't joking right now.
Let's try a
It's just
pentagram.
not a
It worked
joke.
last time, maybe.
No, it has to be. It's not somebody of the same blood. It's. Well,
open up the
shit.
door.
Try
Across.
this.
I open up the door.
No.
Yes. Immediately.
You open the door?
Yes.
Okay, on the other side of the door is Eugene, and he immediately lunges at you and tries to grab you. He's like grabs you around the wrist and like yanks you out into the hallway.
Put your blood on him.
Yes. Smear your blood on him.
I smear my blood on his face.
As you do so, he kind of like makes this hissing noise and like wipes at it, letting go with one hand, but not with both.
Can Biff climb?
And as he's doing that, I'm throwing salt at him. I'm like seasoning him like he's a fucking steak going on the grill.
like Biff is also like
You're going Salt Bae
pounding
on him?
Eugene's head with a pipe.
Yes, and I've got the chain, so I'm like smashing the chain and throwing the salt.
Oh yeah, all hands flailing from Theo. Okay, Theo, go ahead and roll. I messed up your thing. Go ahead and roll for me. We'll do 2 white, 2 red from Theo. And Biff, let's get. What were you doing, Biff? You were trying to hit him with the.
Yeah, trying to hit.
No failures
Eugene
for
with the
me.
pipe.
Oh.
Okay, so Biff, go ahead and roll 3 white and 3 red.
All right, so let's do red first. 1, 2.
Oh.
So
Okay.
Yowza.
and then
Oh, get
Christ
back in the
on
room.
Biff.
God.
Okay.
Good thing they don't stack.
Right?
So
I didn't have the shotgun.
Fuck.
okay.
Right?
So Theo, your throwing salt is working really well, and this thing lets go of Job, and is like backing up and like it's like hissing and spitting at like where the salt is and trying to like rub it off of it. And as Biff, you're running forward and you are wielding this this pipe trying to hit the thing. You actually kind of trip over Theo as she's doing this, as she's flailing with her thing.
God damn it, Biff.
You fall, and Jonah rushes forward to pick you up and to help you, and Eugene takes his opportunity, snatches Jonah, and disappears down the hallway with Jonah.
Oh.
God. Jonah! I'll do like the movie. No.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna look down at Biff and then look over at frickin' Job and be like, fucking men. Ah!
I know, right?
Just drag him back into the room and close the door.
Yes. And then I'll like straighten up the salt line.
No,
Okay, so you're now back inside the room?
Yes, and then once the door's
Opportunity.
closed, I'm gonna turn and look at Job and say, look, we need the blood of a pious person. Why do we need that?
Perhaps I'm not worthy.
Oh, you're pious as fuck. Trust me.
We need to know what we need the blood for. Maybe it wasn't smearing it on their face.
Perhaps not. Clarissa, your blood worked last time. Do you have any ideas what it might be used for?
What my blood might be used for?
Or mine, the pious.
Or yours? I have no idea.
Can I
Is it someone pious?
Investigate around the door, like where the sticky note was, or around her notes and stuff to see if there's any more
Yeah.
information?
Yeah, could we?
Yeah. Okay. Let's do it together. So, Jules, you're gonna roll 3 white and 1 red because you're hurt, and Clarissa, you can roll 1 white and 2 red because it's your family and you're trying to prove you know what to do.
Nada.
Yeah, all I can think to do is research because,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll Clarissa 1 white and 2 red
Sorry.
for me. That's okay.
1 white, 2 red.
Yes.
You got this, Clarissa. I believe in you.
See, you're very pious. Ah.
Hey, we got a success.
Okay. So in hunting around, Clarissa, you have the shotgun?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So you're hunting around in here and you're trying to find something, and Jules is also there, and Jules is just getting in your way, and you kind of shove Jules out of the way with the hand that's holding the shotgun, and you fire the gun. As like if the safety was not on, you didn't check it. Like you were like, my dad taught me this, and then you snatched it and then didn't actually check it, right? And one of the rounds goes off, and you don't shoot yourself, but the noise scares everyone and you fall backwards. And as you do so, you crash into this like old desk that splinters underneath you, and a piece of it kind of jabs up into you, and you are now injured. And you have permanent 1 red dice to your rolls. But you also find a hidden drawer in the desk, and as you pull it out, more of these sticky notes, right, are kind of plastered on things, and it says the hole is getting bigger on one of them, and the next one says where they started, and the next one says with like underlines all over it, like the gym, it's under the gym.
Under the gym.
My blood.
Oh, great. We have a Hellgate under the gym.
This is Buffy.
I've never seen Buffy, so if it was an accident.
Oh my god.
No, it was in the library there.
Yeah,
It's fine.
yeah, it's totally fine.
How have you never seen Buffy?
I know, I'm sorry. It's one of those things. It's like like Final Fantasy VII, when you were like a kid, it was great, and then you try and play it again as an adult, and you're like, the graphics, I want to love this, and I love the story,
and
but
I
the graphics
can't.
are so bad because like the polygon. That's how I feel about Buffy.
Biff is going to frantically try to help Clarissa, but it seems like he's only producing leotards now. No varsity jacket. I'm sorry.
Hey, leotards are just as absorbent.
So, we should probably go.
Okay.
Biff,
wait.
Biff, can you get us to the gym?
Yes, you're Job.
Yeah.
You need to. Job,
Yes.
it's you in the gym. You
Right.
got to do the gym.
And I grab Biff's head in both my hands, and then I smear my thumbs across his cheeks.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Now you have.
Cool.
Yeah.
I believe
Why don't
in
you
Biff.
just go ahead and roll 1 white and 1 red for that, because that's weird.
Yeah. Of course.
Okay.
I'm perfectly weird.
Okay, so you kind of like Biff, like this is not a good feeling, but you are imbued with some weird kind of like strength or inspiration from Job's very bizarre motivational smearing and speech for you. That actually we'll say kind of like in the spirit of like the weird entity deity thing of Job, like it's not great, but you feel a little stronger. Like maybe the injury that you have is subsiding. You'll still have to roll the red die for it, but like you could move at a normal pace, and you could you feel strong,
All right.
Wow.
I was gonna say, Job, you must be taking some pretty mad roids, boy. All right, let's go.
Okay,
The
so you
blood
make
of
your
a
way
martyr.
out. So you are now back at the hole. There is over here. If you want to get to the gym.
I leap over the hole again. My God will protect me.
Okay, roll for it. So I guess that would be 1 white, 3 red.
So wait, that's the only way to the gym is back that way?
As far
Yes. God,
Okay.
I'm good.
Yeah, God protects you.
Wow.
Who else is? What are you guys doing?
Do we have any benches on this side?
Right?
No. I mean, you haven't been in any of the classrooms. There's stuff. There's desks and things in the office that you
So-
found.
So we have to get
Yeah, we
into
can
the
explore
gym
those.
through the cafeteria?
No, the
Yeah,
door is.
Can't we try and access it through the kitchens or the cafeteria? Like, can't we?
Well, the
There's
door
a
is
door
here
in
to the
the entryway.
gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have the
Right.
key.
We have the key.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had the
Oh.
key ring, remember?
I'm paying attention.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have the key.
All right, so I'll look in the office and see if there's anything that's big enough to like cover the hole again.
Yeah, so I mean the bench that kind of collapsed in there is still kind of like the pieces, the end pieces of the bench are up enough that like you could bridge with some of the bench is still there with one of the like desk tops that has kind of collapsed in the office. So that would be enough to build a little bridge.
Cool. All right, we'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah, Biff will help with that. So
Okay. So together you kind of build this thing, and the rest of you cross Job having leapt gracefully with God's
He's
help.
already in the foyer.
Yeah, he's already over there. And you make your way back. Yes?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Job, do you enter and you open the thing?
These are the keys that I have. I look through them. I find the one that looks strong enough for these irons, and I undo it as best I can. Yes.
Okay. Let me get your icon selected here because we are going to a new page. All right, so you open the door into the gym and
Oh.
Das ist mein Shit.
Elyse.
Why does it look like pubic hair?
Because it's fucking teenagers.
because there's only so many free things on Roll20. Okay. All right, so here we go. Is that all of you? Did I leave someone behind?
Biff.
No.
Biff, where's Biff?
You brought along fucking Janet.
I Janet. Where's Biff? He's disappeared. There you are. Come with me, Biff.
Janet's beer right about now.
Okay, Biff is here. Yay. Okay.
So
Janet is nowhere to be seen. She's just, we'll just put her there.
As we step into the gym, Biff is kind of gonna smile weakly and say, "Oh, so many good memories. All those creatine enemas the coach used to give us.
Pardon?
Colonics of champions, he used to call them."
Oh, Biff. Jules just pats Biff on the shoulder.
Good times.
Explains a lot.
Clarissa, do you remember when we had those good times in the gym? Just you and I.
Biff's gonna look at Job like, what?
Clarissa's not even speaking to him.
Sorry, again, wrong button. I said, I keep pressing the one right above it and not knowing it. Okay. Okay, back to my character. No.
No, I mean, perhaps it will happen. Sometimes time is a little funny.
Why would you want to have good times in here alone? It's a hell.
Wait, what do you mean
Yeah,
time
I
is
just walk
funny?
away.
Like wibbly wobbly? What the hell?
Up in like the corner of the room, kind of like back above where Job is, but a little further back. And remember, gyms are really tall, right? So like the ceiling is quite tall in here. You hear like that same like clicking rustling, and you look up, and there is another nest up there. And it is larger than the other one. And there is like absolutely like clothing and weird stuff that has been collected to kind of plaster up onto the ceiling up here. And it rustles a little bit. And you see kind of Felicity poke her head out. And she looks right at Clarissa and says, hang on, I gotta.
Clarissa, you're here. It's time. Are you ready?
What?
Theo's gonna look at Clarissa and be like, what the fuck?
Clarissa, explain this all. Sorry, I've been waiting all night to do that.
It's beautiful.
I have no idea what is going on right now. Someone tell me what is going on.
Oh, fuck.
We gotta get her out of
here.
They need her blood or her something for the hellhole because she's the family member of the person who made a pact with the demon.
Clarissa.
Yes.
It's time.
Okay, so I'm gonna kind of step in front of Clarissa and look at Felicity. What the hell do you want with her?
Felicity does not answer. She kind of drops from the nest and is now on the ground, kind of on this pile of debris. So Theo is here. Job, is that actually where you are? Or did you?
Yes.
Okay. And Felicity just kind of skitters past Job, shoves Job out of the way. You can do whatever you want. And is going straight for Clarissa without talking in response to...
I'm going to whip my chain weapon at her.
Yeah, same.
I tried to jump on the creature.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna need some rolls. So, Job, you jumped on the creature, so that is 1 white, 3 red from Job. Okay.
Whoops.
You rolled 4 red.
Yeah, I didn't mean to, that last one.
Yeah, the last one. Yeah, okay. So we won't count the last one.
Oh,
okay.
no.
Now let's do Theo. You were using your chain to smash at her.
Kind of the same as with Eugene, the salt and the chain at the same time.
Okay. Let's roll 2 because you were smart enough to think of the salt. So 2 white and 2 red. Okay. For Theo. Oh, we need music. What is happening here, people?
I can't hear it anyway, so. Ooh, no failures for me! Oh!
You really haven't failed tonight.
I mean, I don't see...
Don't jinx me, Jules!
I'm sorry. I failed a lot.
I don't see your rolls, though.
She got a success and no failures.
Okay. I see.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. And who else was doing anything?
Me.
Jules.
So I'm going to attack with the thing, but I'm also going to do... I'm going to say, because I'm smart, and I noticed the salt worked really well against Eugene, and she did it again now, that I'm going to try and do both.
Okay. So you can roll... let's see. That would be smart, strong, and protective. So just roll them all. You're going to roll 4 white and 3 red.
Ooh, that's a big fail on all those. Hey!
Okay, success. All right,
Yay.
so okay, is that everything?
I don't
that was
become
happening
deranged.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Job, you tackle this thing, and you successfully tackle it. And as you do so, it pierces its claws into your neck, and it is a transcendent experience for you. There is something your mind is opened to the vast expanse of whatever this kind of demonic creature is, and you are surprisingly finding yourself vulnerable to it. This is going to be your failure event. And kind of you can decide how you want to play that out, but that's what happens, right? Meanwhile, the salt gets Theo and
my god.
Stop!
Theo and
my god.
I can't even finish this thing. Theo and Jules just smash into it, and as they do so, you get thrown off of it, or it lets go of you, Job, and fails to get to Clarissa. But from behind, your attention's so focused on Felicity, Eugene and Matthew, one of the other dead students, are now running up from behind Jules over here. And one of them, we'll say Eugene, takes a flying leap at Jules, and the other one is going straight for Clarissa.
Clarissa, use your shotgun.
I was also going to say, can Biff sort of, as he sees this, swing at the jumping Eugene and say, "You get away from her!" and swing it.
At Eugene, who's jumping at Jules, right?
Yes.
Okay, yes. So Biff, go ahead and roll 3 strong and 1, 2, 3 red.
Yeesh.
Hey. Hey.
Wow,
Hey,
there we
all
go.
right. Okay, so Biff, you successfully defend Jules here. So you knock Eugene back using we're using the club, right?
The pipe, yeah.
The pipe, yeah. And kind of smack him out of the air as he's jumping at Jules, and he falls to the ground and kind of retreats a little, hissing. Meanwhile, this is happening just over here, and that leaves Clarissa open to Matthew, who is diving at her, trying to grab her.
Clarissa, you want to shoot him?
Yeah, I
Yes,
feel like you should
yes.
do something.
Shoot him. Shoot him. Shoot him.
Shoot her. Sorry.
Shoot.
Okay, so Clarissa, you're gonna shoot?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and roll 1 white and 1 red, I think, yeah. Okay, that's a success. So you successfully shoot this thing in the face, and the flesh on its face is damaged, and it reels back and is very unhappy about this, and kind of like its counterpart with Eugene, falls back a few feet. Meanwhile, Felicity is circling around into this blood area, and she just kind of screeches this horrible, high-pitched screeching noise, and you see the bodies of Stu and and Kent and Jonah, and who you haven't seen yet, but the other dead classmate, Brinley, are now over here by this hole, kind of climbing out of it from underneath. And the kind of fresher body of Jonah and Kent start skittering their way over this way. The other ones hang back a little bit, waiting to see what happens.
So I was going to suggest that we want to go under the gym, right? So like that hole seemed like maybe where we need to go, but it's got a bunch of dead people now.
I mean, not anymore. There's a lot of them up here.
Can we try to like bob and weave, get to the hole?
Yeah. And Job, so you guys are kind of running your way towards the hole. Okay, so let's have everybody who's running towards the hole to kind of see what's up to it. Just kind of sound off for me so I can tell you what to roll.
Biff is gonna run with Jules.
And Theo?
Theo's kind of like trying to stick as close to Clarissa as possible.
Okay.
So
I see
she needs
Kent.
to kind of
Yeah. So.
I see Kent, and I'm just running a beeline for Kent.
Okay.
But I'm gonna see Job running and not in the direction we're running, and I'm gonna yell at him and be like, Job, you forgot your purpose. What are you doing?
Priorities.
For the love.
I found a purpose, a new purpose, glorious purpose.
No,
Okay.
no.
Job, as you're kind of thinking this and saying this and running straight towards Kent, you kind of that transcendent feeling that you had, you kind of you have this like connection moment between all of the notes that you've been reading and all of the communing you've done with your deity, and this moment of connection with Felicity, and you think like the hole that you are running towards, like this is the most complete hole of all of them. The other ones have been like boarded over. They haven't been completed. It looks like Mrs. Sinclair maybe was keeping up with these other ones, but this one here, this is
Which
it.
one?
Right? This I'm sorry, the one that people are coming out of over here. This is the hole, and you're kind of connecting these pieces of blood of a pious person, and it's under the gym, and all this stuff to this particular hole as you're doing that. And so the rest of you are kind of trying to dodge demons as you run towards it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's have Clarissa, you are going to roll 2 white, 3 red.
You got it, Clarissa.
Go.
Not yet, but you will get it. Nice.
Okay, so one success in there. Very nice. So Clarissa, and then Theo, you're kind of like trying to help Clarissa, right?
Right, like I'm trying to not leave her alone since Jules and Biff kind of like took off.
Yeah. Okay,
Well, I
let's
want to
roll.
investigate the freaking hole.
Yeah.
Right?
So Theo, you're gonna roll 2 white because this I think is smart that you're trying to protect her, and that's I guess it.
Okay.
Must be nice to not be injured.
Very nice. So
yeah.
Theo's rolling good. So Theo, you actually like you see like Clarissa kind of open herself up to something at one point and just like lash out with the metal chain thing that you have and like whack Eugene back, and he scutters back again and is now kind of behind you over here as you make your way forward. Meanwhile, Jules and Biff, let's have you guys roll, see how you're doing. So Biff, you're going to roll 3 for white and 3 for red.
All right. So, yeesh. Okay, that's the white.
Okay.
Oh my fuck!
Damn.
Okay.
So, to those of you who have never played with me, this is how I normally roll.
Yeah.
Ah,
This is
why would anyone play with you?
Because I'm totes adorbs, you guys. All right.
So you want to tell me how this happens? Because you just completed your list.
Oh, did I? So, Biff is kind of like in front of
But he also succeeds, right?
Yeah, so he makes his way. We'll say one of the things
Sorry.
that kind of like the success that happens here is like he's doing what he set out to do, which is like, you know, linebackers get in the way of things, help Jules get there, get to the
Also-
hole. Like you make it, but
so what happens is, let's say he sees one of these figures like right at the lip of this hole. We'll say Jonah, because that makes sense.
yeah,
And he's going
yeah.
to look at you, Jules, and say, all right, I'm going to clear the way for you. And then he sort of hypes himself up. VICTROY, don't tell the coach that I like guys. And then he runs and tackles Jonah into the hole.
Okay.
And then they both
yeah.
disappear over the edge.
Yes. Okay, I love it. So
That was
Biff,
beautiful.
Biff takes
Glorious.
Jonah out completely of the picture here, and in so doing is just it is above his pay grade, and you hear the horrible noise of Biff
I'm just gonna yell,
beating
Biff!
it. Oh, round of applause for Biff! Oh my god, Biff!
I
Okay.
didn't know we were kindred souls.
Aw. Okay, what's happening? What's going on?
I'm still running towards the
Yes,
hole.
you did make it to the hole, so you are now at the edge of
Yay,
the hole.
thanks, Biff. Thank you for your
you
sacrifice.
Of course.
So, Brinley is here by you. She's one of the 4 who died early on that you haven't seen yet. She's the only one you haven't seen yet.
Okay, I had a
so
student
she's-
named Brinley, and this is too weird. Sorry.
Sorry. You mean to like freak you out with the dead
It's
student?
fine.
So Brinley is over here, and Mary Beth. You also see Mary Beth like crawling out of the hole right here, and they both kind of turn their attention towards you.
Is it possible in my brief, like when I get there, to see how, like, if I can see anything down there, how far it is, if there's anything?
Yeah. So as you kind of like peer in, it is pitch black in there.
Fun.
Back here, Eugene and Matthew and Felicity are recovering, and they are coming for Clarissa. You guys are making your way this way. So they are. Or Theo's with Clarissa, so you guys can decide what you want to do there.
Like, how far away from the hole did we make it?
Yeah, you made it pretty close because you were on your way over there, right? That's what you rolled for.
Right, yeah.
So you're like, we'll say you're right behind Jules, and the creatures are kind of coming at you. They're maybe, you've beaten them off and kind of resisted them, so they're probably a good 10, 15 feet behind you. But you can tell, like, their attention is 100% focused on Clarissa.
Anybody have any glow sticks or
Yeah, for real.
I'm gonna side eye Job and be like, dude, blood of the pious, your time is now.
At this, like, as you're yelling that, Felicity, you hear Felicity seems to kind of be the kind of ringleader, yell out to all of her fellow demon things, and she goes,
Get her before they close the hole.
do we just need to close this hole or do we need to go down under the gym? She said under the gym.
Who's
The hole is leading under the gym.
Yeah, I mean, the hole needs to be closed. So basically, I am going to look at Clarissa. Clarissa, I need you to stand still for me. And then I'm going to, like, draw a circle in the salt around Clarissa.
Smart.
And then, Clarissa, just shoot whatever comes close to you, okay? Stay here and shoot whatever gets close to you. And then I'm going to look back at Job and be like, dude, we got to figure this shit out.
Job, rub your blood on the hole. Rub your blood all over that hole, Job.
So
Biff is gone.
Matthew, Eugene, and Felicity, who are coming up from behind Clarissa, are going to try to get Theo, because she is cutting off their path to Clarissa. So we'll say you successfully get this salt ring. That's what you bought time for that, right, earlier.
Right.
And now that all three of them are coming straight at you, Theo, and Matthew kind of lunges for you. Eugene grabs at your ankles, and Felicity is just like laughing and grinning as she tries to like grasp at your neck, similar to how she did with Job earlier.
Can I try and like use my chain to like whip across all of them?
Yeah, because I've still got my chain too, which obviously I'm going to be like ready to swing with the other hand.
It's going to be like salt chain.
Yeah. So Theo, you can roll 1 white, and that's it for you. Okay, so that's a fail on a pretty big one. So we're going to go ahead and say you get hurt from this. And Eugene, who is coming, I think at your ankles, will say, successfully like pulls you off your feet, and you fall to the ground. And as you do so, you kind of whack your head against the ground and take a big hit to your head. So you now permanently have 1 red dice. And Jules, go ahead and take a swing using 2 for strong.
2 white and 3 red.
2 white and 3 red. Yes.
Okay, success.
Good.
Oh, thank Jesus.
Nice.
Okay.
Thank God.
Way too close to death. Sorry, thank God.
You successfully, so you smack these things down, buying Clarissa and Theo some time. Clarissa, you doing anything?
She should be shooting some shit.
Clarissa?
She has 2 rounds left.
Can I take this time to yell at Job again about bloodying the hole?
Right?
Yeah.
Job, do something!
He needs help.
We lost them both.
Oh, no.
They could have lost internet at their house or something.
Yes, because
Yeah,
apparently
it's entirely
Comcast
possible.
sucks on the West.
Hey, we're in the middle-ish.
Middle-ish. I'm middle-ish.
I thought there was just dead air. I apologize.
Oh, what? Are you shooting everything? Shoot it
We've
all.
been trying to talk to you and Andy.
Sorry,
Okay, Andy's coming back.
Okay,
I'm
we
back.
figured it was
Sorry.
something.
There we go.
Okay.
So, Andy, bloody hole.
Ew.
Yes. Are there lights in the gym?
Not much. So there are some like windows up on the side, like up high, that are letting through some kind of really pale kind of like moonlight. So enough to see, but not a whole lot.
So lots and lots of shadows.
Lots of shadows.
I looked and I start spinning in a circle at the shadows all around me.
Okay.
Mein Gott, I have felt such a delight What is it that I can do? What is it you will of me?
Can I just imagine you spinning like Maria in Sound of Music?
Oh, yes.
This is not good. Is there anything we can think of to try to pause things right now?
You can shoot some more people.
Right?
That's about all I could think of.
Maybe we
Job
could
doing some shit.
sacrifice. Maybe we could sacrifice Janet.
Yeah.
Janet
We don't
is
have
missing.
Janet anymore.
You have not seen Janet.
Ooh.
I know, but
sign of
maybe we
Janet.
could find her and sacrifice her. No, that would be sad.
You've got all sorts of demons closing in on you from every direction. You would have to do some major stunts to get out of here and find Janet.
Okay, I just wanted to check.
Yeah, that's fair.
Does my god answer me at all?
Well, so yeah, I was gonna ask, what exactly are you trying to do? You're trying to for divine intervention here?
Yes, I'm trying to evoke my god for
divine smite.
I would like you to roll 4 white and 3 red. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, so your gut does answer you. You kind of feel this like tendril kind of feeling creep down your back that this is again somewhat familiar to you. And it kind of pushes you towards the hole and it says, "Don't let them out, Job. Listen to your friends," and pushes you again.
Very well.
Listen to your friends, bloody the hole.
I rush toward the hole then.
Yes.
I just start biting my fingers and hands. And just kind of
I'm gonna look at. I'm gonna yell at Jules and be like, "Dude, pocket knife, pocket knife!"
Oh, just gonna start like slicing at his fingers and arms. Be like, "Oh, let me help." Just slash up his forearms.
Okay, I want you to roll 3 white and 1 red for that.
Me?
Okay.
Or him?
Yes. No, sorry. This would be Jules, actually. I'm sorry, Joe.
Okay.
Oh,
it's Jules. Because I'm seeing how well you can, essentially, how smart you are at this under pressure.
I accidentally rolled red first, but that's
fine. You were supposed to, yeah.
nothing.
No,
Oh, wait, no.
you're one,
I did
one
succeed.
success. Okay,
Yay.
Yeah, so regardless, you were going to cut Job up, but the question was, could you, avoid
Killing him?
killing blows to Job? Which
Don't
you
worry,
do.
I got you, boo.
Barely, but you do. You're smart enough. You took 1 pre-med class and you're kind of
Exactly.
confused process through-
Figuring out my stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And you manage to, in the heat of the moment, as Mary Beth starts to kind of crawl her way towards you and reach clawed fingers now towards you. You slice Job across kind of the forearm, right where he'll bleed a lot, but not so fast that you couldn't bandage it and save him still. And this blood just starts to spill into the hole. And as this happens, Felicity just kind of shrieks, and all of the attention of the demons is now on Job. They're leaving Clarissa alone and running at Job. And this is 5 or 6 of them converging on Job in this moment. And your blood is kind of pouring into the hole. And as it does so, the hole starts to kind of bubble. There's these big black viscous tar-like bubbles kind of pouring out of the hole now, and they're climbing higher and higher, and the creatures that are converging on Joe now turn at that in fear, and as they do so, a bubble kind of reaches out and snatches one of the creatures and then snatches the next one and pulls them into the hole, and they're grasping at the floor and digging lines with their claws into the ground, into the wood, and one by one they get sucked in, shrieking into this hole. And as they do so, the last of them kind of subsides in and it goes quiet.
I'm still on my back, right?
What?
I'm still on my back because I fell backwards.
Yes,
is that correct?
yes,
Okay, so I'm just gonna try roll over onto my side and look at Jules and look at Job and be like, "Did we do it?"
Is the hole completely closed?
So the floor didn't self-repair or anything, but Whereas before it was like this black pit that you could not see into, it's now much more similar to the hole that like in the foyer, where it was like you can see the foundation and there's debris in there and stuff. It just seems like a hole in the ground now.
Oh, I think we did.
Do me a favor, throw some salt just to be on the safe side.
And I just like just sprinkle salt all inside of it.
Okay. Yeah, so you throw the salt in there, and I mean, there's no effect, but it's a good precaution. Yeah, the four of you kind of turn to. There's still no sign of Janet. She never reappeared.
She probably did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now the four of you kind of supporting each other, holding each other up through various injuries, make your way out, and you find.
Can I stick my head in the hole real quick and see if we can find Biff's body, or is it totally gone?
Biff's body is gone. Yeah, there's no sign of it.
Oh.
It was dragged down into the hell pit.
Sorry, Biff.
I'll kind of look into the hole and say, "I'm sorry, everyone. I just had to close it quickly. I didn't think about Biff. I'm sorry."
It's good.
So you
You're
did what
good.
you had to do.
Yeah.
Biff would have wanted you to save the town.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Plus, I think he died in the arms of somebody he was happy to die in the arms.
Yeah, right. He went head first.
Head of the wheels surgeon.
To be fair, Jonah was an undead, terrifying demonic entity, but we can't be,
But he was still
Hey,
hot.
he could still be sexy.
Yeah.
I mean, come on,
That's true, and that's what matters.
right?
Exactly. Do we walk out like Breakfast Club style, or
Right?
Seems
My
a
bloody arm in the air.
right?
Jules is
you.
injured. I'm injured. Clarissa is the only one who didn't get injured.
No,
Good
she
job,
got injured
Clarissa.
too.
Did she
Yeah.
get injured?
She got
Okay.
a desk up her butt
Yeah.
She did. Yeah,
A little
desk up her butt.
in the office.
That's
when
right.
She elbowed me
All
aside
right.
and
So we all go hobbling out.
did.
Yeah,
I was
so you-
close to dead.
You hobble your way back to the entry point, the entryway here, where you first entered into your once high school, and you make your way out, and the doors are no longer sealed by whatever hellish force was keeping them closed when Kent and Janet tried to get out. And the dawn is breaking. You've been in the school the whole night. And you kind of come out and into the world again as dawn breaks, and Mrs. Sinclair's ghost kind of appears for a second before you and smiles sadly, and then fades into the morning light. And you are now left once again standing in front of this old rundown building where maybe 8 hours ago you had approached for the first time in 2.5+ years, with 6 more of them now are with you, to pay tribute to the teacher who it seems has been helping hold back for maybe as long as 60 years this force, this demonic presence in your town that was slowly eating away at it and decaying the town of Edward, and you have put that to rest now.
Miss St. Clair was a pretty big badass.
Why the fuck did I come back here?
Let me buy you guys a drink.
Only if it's in another
Sounds
town.
Good.
I mean,
And blood
let
free.
me buy you all a drink.
Yep. And with that, you make your way back to the roadway inn where Janet and Kent will no longer run that.
Oh, jeez.
And drink to your fallen comrades.
What happened to
To
Janet?
Biff.
Yeah, what happened to Janet? Like, we should have
She
found a
died.
shoe or something.
We'll never know.
Come
Janet
back
was
next year
the
for
demon.
sequel.
Right?
Janet was the demon
I
that they
love
made
it.
the agreement with.
I could totally see
Oh
it.
shit!
Right?
That's probably
Ooh.
It's canon now. I love it.
Yay.
Yay.
Thanks! Yay! Good job, everyone.
Well done, everybody.
Yay.
Yeah, that was fun.
Thanks, Elyse.
Oh yeah, thank you
Yes,
guys.
many
So
thanks.
much.
What a fun time.
It was
I
good.
believe Galway.
I was going to
here.
say, and Galway
Check
reappears.
this out. The dulcet tones. of a Galway.
Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. As a reminder, you can follow us on Twitter at HelpfulGoat for updates on our streams and any other projects. And please check out our podcasts, Ghosts and Dragons, which is a long-form D&D homebrew, and Helpful Goat Presents, where we play these kinds of smaller adventures, interesting sort of experimental stuff, non-D&D content, and you can find those wherever you get your podcasts. For everyone at Helpful Goat, thank you to all the players, and of course to Elyse for this wonderful adventure. And most of all, thank you all for listening. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. We love you all and wish you a wonderful night.
Yay.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
I waved to the screen again.
I wave
know
to my
that feeling.
microphone all the time, so.
And good night, everyone.